Hello, all of you rolling beans out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Raw Zim, and this is Recallers of the Lost Pathfinder, Episode 9, Hunting Better Chicken? We shall begin in a moment with introductions and such, but right now we are I gotta make sure everybody else is done with their introductions and all that good stuff. So we'll be getting going in just a moment, everybody. Just a reminder, we also have Wicked Whiskers here again this week doing art. You'll see that in just a few minutes after the icons finish scrolling. Anyways, I'm gonna undeafen for the others, and we'll get started soon. Alright, I'm done and back. And ready for intros whenever.
Welcome back.
Yep, well, might as well hop right into it. Hey, Paint, why don't you do your introduction first?
Oh. I am Raw Zim, and I am playing as Paint, the noble Fey African wild dog. He is a sentient feral. He is a kineticist. In particular, an entropy kineticist. And he tries to be a good boy.
He is an actively participating good boy in the Good Boy Club. Hey, Dr. Volt.
Hello, my name is Oneko Tayago. I am playing Dr. Gerhard Volt, and a augmented human artificer. I don't know how many times I can say he is a mad scientist in different forms. But he's a mad scientist.
Time to get you a thesaurus.
Oh dear.
A
forgot.
German mad scientist.
You know, the best kind.
The
Oh.
maddest of all kind.
So angry.
Though I would question how a Romanian mad scientist would be. They would probably be insane too.
Yeah, maybe. I'm Vari. I'm playing Fret, the mute musician bard Kitsune.
Viv.
I know. I'm Viv. I play Shoal Brinecoat, the cat shark ranger who bites things a lot.
Bitey, bitey.
He's about the only one of us capable of dealing melee damage.
Yep, I'm the group DPS.
In
I
that
will-
he is currently the group's DPS. Not the DPS of the group. He is just the source of all of the group's DPS.
At melee, at least.
I will have you know I am capable of melee. Shoal's just better at it.
By a considerable margin.
This is true. But hi, I'm Carcerus, also known as Key. I play Last Lost, the Paladin. And I am also our recapper for Forever.
Yes, because professional note takers in games are gods. Gods among
It's
men.
wonderful. It's wonderful.
And of course, I'm Drunk Dragonera. I'm your GM for tonight. Something kill paint. Recap time.
I can only threaten in so many ways to stab you.
I mean, I just went through 4 hours of being stabbed repeatedly. I think you might have to come up with a better threat.
This is true. There was much stabbing.
Yes.
I need stabbing.
Right then. Last time was Session 8, A City's Hidden Games. For the first time in a while, Lost heads into his early shift as part of the Twilight Guard, bringing Paint with him. He changes into his uniform, and almost immediately there is much fanfare over Lost having brought an adorable friend with him. Paint is presented with a guard cap and honorary badge, There's no fighting this, and it's wholesomely cute. Last Lost's commanding officer, a half-elven being named Lenicus, motions them to their office for updates to their current situation. Last leaves Paint behind to be fawned over, entering Lenicus's office. The guard officer congratulates Lost on their new position as a recaller, noting an amount of paperwork will be necessary to have someone take his place during his absences. Gesturing for Lost to take a seat, Lenicus begins to inform the Smoke Lion of two organizations that have recently cropped up and are already creating problems. These organizations being the Sol Syndicate and the Dulja Alliance. They are participating in some sort of odd spy versus spy game, but there are already some discrepancies. Namely, a lack of noted down leadership and operations in areas where such things are normally not permitted. Acknowledging these issues and making a mental note to keep an eye out, Last obtains his patrol route for the day. As usual, he starts in the Golden Fields and moves up to the Snowfields, since few guards like trudging through the snow. When dismissed, Lost salutes his officer and leaves to go wrest Paint away from his fellow guards. It's going to take a while, but he'll manage it. Somehow. Meanwhile, Fret approaches Dr. Volt, convincing him to use tails instead of fleams as the name for their new unit of measurement. With that taken care of, the pair resume work convincing the Twilight scientific community to accept their universal measurement. While contemplating ways to convince others, Fret realizes he could publish a scientific paper. A few days after submitting the paper, there are quickly other derivative papers coming in that argue and debate the point. One in particular, though, is strange. A letter from a Dr. Marten from a company called MSS. Dr. Volt is passingly familiar with the company and individual, although both are something of an enigma. The letter contains an official invitation to meet at Dr. Marten's head office in about a week to discuss the pair's findings and how they plan to proceed with their research. Fret and Gerhard are slightly taken by surprise, but accept the invite. Shoal tends to their usual job in Twilight, ferrying people about the waterways and the wharves, pulling boats. Cat Shark picks up 6 seals this week. There's a new individual, however, that the Cat Shark makes note of during the week. The individual is silent, only motioning where to go. They also wait for Shoal specifically to ferry them around, taking them to and from what was, until recently, an unoccupied building. Shoal often sees this fellow sitting on their patio drinking tea by themselves. A week after Fragments return to normalcy, and there is a letter delivered to Lost Bakery, retrieved by Paint at the front door. There has been a murder at the Keep, in public, which is very not okay. The victim has been very committed to the bit and insisted on being buried and having a funerary service. When he gets the chance, Lost closes the bakery to investigate this grim happenstance. At least he earned 5 seals this week from his shop. While the scene has been cleaned up since the incident, the Paladin is still able to obtain the briefings on what happened. Apparently, both individuals present were in dark trench coats that stood out rather a lot, on purpose. They exchanged a suitcase, no one heard what they were saying, and then the victim was shot in the head. Heading to the prison, Last and Paint find the victim in a cell, rather adamantly playing dead on the cement floor. On retrieving the key from the presiding guard, Lost and Paint head into the cell. Paint uses the Wake Up Last Lost method of interrogation, forcing the victim to break character and actually answer Lost's questions. Unfortunately, they can't extract very much from the individual, who is rather committed to playing the role of a dead victim. What they do learn, however, is that the victim is playing a spy game and were given a secret note that they burned after. More importantly, they touched a rune that prevents them, albeit gently, from speaking too deeply on the organizations responsible for the public unrest. Lost returns the key to the warden and informs him of what he's learned, and that the guard should simply honor the victim's request for funerary rites for now. Last and Paint then leave the prison, seeking out information on the Sol Syndicate and Dulja Alliance. In Emerald Academia, Fred and Gerhard come upon a large building that serves as the head office of MSS, which stands for Mystical Science Syndicate.
A different syndicate.
Another syndicate!
You get a syndicate, and you get a syndicate.
Syndicate is a very popular word in Twilight, apparently, for naming conventions.
It sounds fancy.
Yes, it does.
Everybody has a syndicate, just like everybody has a slice of cheese now, thanks to Beerus and everyone else.
Paint is just casually sitting there, trying to stealthily pull the cheese off Arabane's face and eat it.
I would personally have it be slices of London broil, but, you know, can't have everything.
Food is food to Paint.
Food is food is food.
The two enter, and the receptionist confirms their appointment, sending Volt and Fred up to Dr. Morin's office. Oh, right. I previously misspelled it, and then I got the proper spelling later. Heading deeper into the building, the two recallers find the aesthetic to be very 70s in design. In short order, they meet Dr. Morin, a slender avianoid individual of meticulously kept scientist. Yes, that is a weird sentence. I don't know why I wrote it that way. Eagerly greeting his guests, Dr. Morin leads the pair to his laboratory, which has an almost painfully stereotypical 70s villain laboratory aesthetic, including colorfully painted egg chairs. As they fall...
A necessity.
Yes. A necessity that Fred eventually takes advantage of. As they follow, Volt and Fred are shown a number of trophies that Dr. Morin has had recallers collect for him from various worlds. One in particular stands out to Fred, a katana of Oleron origin, a piece from the Foxfolk's very own homeworld. Dr. Morin sits down with the pair, ready to discuss with them their line of research. Volt, after hearing that the initial proposal was not well done, explains Fragment's encounter with the Unraveler. Fred making sure to add in that the Unraveler was able to scratch the surface of the sphere they were on. Listening intently, Dr. Morin finds this all quite interesting, and elaborates that in his world he was researching the portable whole bag of holding problem. He theorized that since not all things come back from the astral plane, there may be another layer. Dr. Morin unexisted because he tried to stabilize a portal to that layer. Having acquired the lens through which Fred and Volt originally found the rift the Unraveler left behind, Dr. Morin explains that the lens may be flawed. The avianoid scientist has found that the energy detected with the lens is not positive or negative, but some sort of neutral magics, like some sort of flux. Should his theory be correct, he may have recreated the lens. If Fred and Volt are willing to help publish the research, Dr. Morin is willing to fund the pair's venture. Fred is incredibly excited, but Volt politely informs Morin they will need to discuss this with their other team members first. Dr. Morin is amiable to this stipulation and informs Gerhard that he is prepared to offer a position at MSS to Dr. Volt if he so wishes it, and hopes to hear a positive response from the group as a whole. Realizing something, Fred writes out to Dr. Morin, asking what the catch is with this almost too good to be true offer. Dr. Morin dismisses the concern, stating that as a scientific man, he has no reason for ulterior motive here. The avianoid says that peer review so far in Twilight has been a joke, many in Twilight not being terribly keen on scientific ventures as a collaborative project. Many too used to doing individual research in their own towers, many from magic-heavy worlds. Dr. Volt realizes that Dr. Morin is a corporate fellow, and while he would give due credit to the Fragment team, very much wants to claim a large amount of the credit for himself. After all, a find like theirs is the only way Morin would really get his name in the paper. Giving the pair time to consider things, Morin offers a free sticker to each of them if they want, mainly designed as chibi versions of Dr. Morin doing various things. Fred takes one, rather pleased with the potential pranking acquisition. Volt tells Morin that they will consider the offers presented. Understanding, the bird then begins to offer a few demonstrations as a matter of being a good host. Fret immediately asks about the katana on display. Dr. Morin explains it was an item rejected from its world, causing the foxfolk to stiffen, asking if it was an acid katana. Sadly not, but Morin brings it out of its display to allow Fret to look at it. He does, however, ask that Fret be gentle with it, as the blade's rejection was most unkind. Gingerly taking the sheathed katana, Fret looks over the beautifully crafted blade for a maker's mark. The mark is a perfectly symmetrical feather. As he examines the weapon, Fret can feel that the rejection has sapped whatever soul it had from it. The silk has faded, and while the metal is polished, it isn't quite as good as it once was. The katana is returned to Dr. Morin, who laments that the blade had something in it once, but no longer. In spite of tests, the katana is just a katana now. Clapping his hands together, the avianoid scientist places his hands on Fret and Volt's backs, and begins politely pushing them out the door, proclaiming that he has science to do! With a parting request to let him know if they find out anything new, Morin shuts the door behind the pair as they leave. Shoal's next week isn't as successful as the last, but they still have their new regular.
Zim, thank you for the bits.
Thank you for the bits, Zim.
Oh,
It's the last of what I had.
Zim being a good bean. One day, he spies a pair of individuals exchanging a suitcase, wearing trilbies and trench coats. Gosh, that could be a tabletop system name, trilbies and trench coats.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looking around, I have to squint at this sentence.
Thank you for the bits, Lobo.
The pair look around, then at Shoal, then part ways, leaving Shoal to take their new regular to their little cafe building home as has become usual. Shoal isn't going to complain, though has yet to hear the regulars say a word or have company over where they appear to live. During this next week, Lost makes another 4 seals from his bakery, getting plenty of assistance from Paint directing people into the shop. At some point, the warden guard from before drops by as Lost offered to them. They hand Last a recipe for something special from their homeworld they hope the Savnos might be able to make. While some substitutions are necessary for ingredients, Lost promises to make a batch for the fellow. The warden also informs Last that there's been another murder, this time at the World Mirror. This causes the baker to stiffen and vapor ripple in discontent. The World Mirror is effectively the central plaza of the city, and such activities are expressly prohibited there. Both individuals responsible have been apprehended, but nothing new has been learned that Lost hasn't found out already. This time, a bomb was used for the murder scenario, but luckily it only scattered color everywhere and didn't actually hurt anyone. The 2 criminals will be held for an actual trial, which is unusual, but necessary. The guard captain is understandably upset that the game has been broken, and is rather intent on getting things back under control sooner than later. Because later means the cough get involved and consequences become serious. Paint gets waved into the bakery after the discussion finishes, Lost promising the pup another meat pie for all their help. Volt and Fret start going about gathering everyone together to discuss the proposal they've received. Fret in particular waits for a time where Shoal normally shows up, going so far as to pull out a tea set before the cat shark makes an appearance. Much to Fret's exasperation, as he just pulled out the tea set to make tea. Before they can leave for the bakery, Shoal asks Fret to help leave a note for his new regular. Shoal has Fret write down that the Cat Shark is busy with their recaller team and will be back soon. On this particular day, Lost and Paint are getting ready in the bakery when the doorbell jingles. Lost begins to greet who he thinks are customers, surprised to see his other teammates about. Shoal has a mildly snarky response to Last's reaction, leading to an amused smoke line in reply. Paint greets his teammates by giving a leftover bit of his meat pie to Shoal and waiting for head pats from Fret and Volt. The floor is turned over to Volt, who explains the offer he and Fret received from Dr. Marten, which segues into Last explaining the illegal spy game going on, Shoal chiming in that he saw a handoff similar to what Last has described. Clearly, the two new spy organizations don't want anyone investigating the wharves for some reason. Lost notes that he'll need to inform his captain about that soon, not that it should take long given his extended guard hours. He then asks if any of his team have witnessed the murders, and luckily they haven't. He explains the two murder scenarios that have played out recently, particularly stressing over the second incident at the World Mirror. When Fret asks if the individuals were caught and what they said, Lost relays what he knows. In turn, the Foxfolk writes out that he needs to go by a mage shop, intending to acquire a scroll that would help him to find the rune mentioned by the victim and criminals. The conversation turns towards more scientific side of things, and the offer made therein. Last is fine with accepting the offer, not terribly concerned about notoriety. Fret hadn't considered the notoriety aspect, but is fine with it as well. Shoal finally consumes the meat pie piece offered, not offering any objections. Paint, similarly, has no real objection. Dr. Volt desires to do science as freely as possible, and this offer is a good way to go about that. Infamy has little to do with science. Since everyone is gathered, Lost does the usual thing and feeds his team, this time baking a pizza for them instead of sweets or bread. Once fed, the team head to the MSS building. The attendant buzzes in fragment not found, sending them up the elevator to the appropriate floor. Those who haven't been there already have interesting reactions to the 70s aesthetic of the lab. Rex in particular goes, "Bruh, why?" and hides away from the sheer amount of orange-colored stuff around. The team is left in the waiting room for a time before Dr. Morin swings open the doors and greets them. Surprised by the extra guests, Morin offers a tour of his private lab. After some prompting by Fred, the doctor waves the team inside so he can introduce himself to those who do not already know him. Dr. Morin introduces himself as a high-profile scientist in the city, intending to unite its scientific community. He shows off his collection, rather ecstatic to do so to his new arrivals, then motions to his desk so they may talk business. Paint puts himself front and center, narrowing his eyes at the avianoid, who pegs the wild dog as a fae. Morin finds it interesting, and dispenses with any games. Up front, he makes it clear MSS will be taking a 30% cut, but will fund any research performed and both peer review and publish anything that comes of Volt's research. Paint, of course, is squinting up at the bird. He sends out an image of a pile of seals growing and shrinking, then of the Morin bird pushing the pile of seals at the group, essentially asking how much the group is being offered. Seeming to understand, Morin has several items prepared to offer to Dr. Volt in compensation, in addition to the position he's willing to offer the doctor at MSS. One of the items including 10 microliters of the life essence god stuff from Enelius, another being the katana Fret had an eye on earlier. In fact, Fret is told by Morin to go ahead and take that katana. The kitsune does so, and is surprised that once it enters his hands, an amount of color returns to the blade, and feels comfortable in his grip. Dr. Volt considers the offer, and, while he is being slightly discredited by the steal, he is receiving a great deal in turn. It is going to be a bit of a game at first, where he'll need to earn his ability to ask forgiveness rather than permission for, say, blowing up the lab. However, Gerhard knows how to play these games, and Dr. Morin clearly has the best interests of the scientific community at heart. Even if Morin himself isn't exactly the best bird in the canary cage, so to speak. Paint sends an image basically asking if Dr. Volt is getting his own lab out of this. Dr. Volt agrees that it would be a nice bonus if he received a lab out of all this. Smiling, Morin pages for his lawyer to bring in the contract. The smallest elf fragment I've ever seen enters the office through a small door, leaving the stack of papers that constitutes the contract to be signed. Dr. Morin reviews it, presenting it to Paint and Dr. Volt for review. While much of it is fine, Paint finds disagreement in the contract stating that all accreditation would be under MSS in large letterhead. The little lawyer sighs and snaps their fingers, the contract changing to state that published works and inventions from now on would be from the labs of MSS by Dr. Gerhard Volt. Now Paint sneezes in agreement to the contract. A page is put forward and everyone signs the contract, Paint included. Pleased with this development, Dr. Morin pours a glass of wine for everyone, whether they want it or not. Paint and Lost politely decline to drink, though Fret takes his and goes to sit and spin in an egg chair for a while. A toast is had to science!
I forgot about the egg chair spinning.
For those here who are not the most aware of various bits of fairy lore, you know how you get all of this stuff about how devils are like super huge on contracts? Oh, fairies are too.
Yeah.
They learned it from the Fae.
Yeah, the Fae came first.
Ah, yes, the first world.
A box is presented to Dr. Volt before the team leaves by Dr. Morin. He believes Volt may have more use out of it in the field than he would in the lab. It is a replica of the lens that was able to view the flux magic of the Unravelers. While Dr. Volt would rather have a toggleable lens, this gift is very much appreciated for the moment. Dr. Morin expects great things, asking the lens to be considered a thank you gift for signing the contract. A gift readily accepted in their new partnership. Shoal returns to work as soon as they are able, finding their regular standing there waiting for them. It's a little awkward going to where the regular usually does, since it's late by now. For the first time, Shoal hears the man speak in broken words. Speaking is hard for the man, and he cannot read. Shoal just tells his regular that the note was just to let him know he'd be late today. The regular offers for Shoal to stay and have some tea. Shoal stays, seeing the man grind up some sort of red reed into a bittersweet tea. While there, the cat shark sees that someone has painted a scene on the wooden planks of the patio. A purple sea with a purple blue sky, rolling waves in color. Eventually, Shoal asks why the regular waits for him specifically. The man explains that his people are stupid, but he left his people to be with not stupid people. He waits for Shoal because Shoal doesn't require him to talk. They just go. The abandoned cafe reminds the regular of his homeworld, of a time he spent with his son making tea by a poison ocean, before their partner hunted them both down. Reaching up under their hood, the regular retrieves an earring that they give to Shoal, stating that Shoal fights first. They do not fight because they find fighting stupid. Gingerly taking the offered gift, Shoal places the earring in their tail bag. The man, who seems to have thin red fur and ears that are a mix of elf and animal, says no more talking, only tea. And so Shoal and their regular sit in silence, sipping tea. The next day, Last goes into the guard. They have something for him, or rather, for Paint. The gift is a bandana in the colors of twilight, with a ring to attach a name tag to. An echo bandana. A garment made to strengthen the bond between a steed and their animal companion, such that one can hear the other's call, no matter the distance, so long as they're in the same sphere. Taking the bandana, Lost presents it to Paint, who considers it and extends their neck. The bandana is placed about Paint's neck, and Lost makes a promise to his canine companion to always be there for them. When Last returns home after work, he finds a gift left upon his bed with a handwritten note in familiar handwriting. Much to his surprise, inside the gift box is an item from his homeworld, a piece of technology called an electro-anchor. A vital component to individuals like he had been out in the wilds that helps stabilize Stavros' physiology in critical moments and ensure freedom of movement. Setting it aside, Lost makes a mental note to acquire a chain so that he might wear the anchor on his person. Folding up the note, he slips it into a drawer for safekeeping. During the next week, Fragment Not Found return to, or begin, their normal jobs. Both Last and Shoal make only a single sale, but the former is perhaps too generous, and the latter had a slow work week again. Fold earns a few seals thanks to his new position at MSS, and Fret writes up a requisition form for research into weapons of mass destruction for the purposes of protecting the city and/or defense purposes against outsider threats. That's fancy Fret speak for saying, I want to make a book that explodes.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the adding floweriness. That is perfect.
It is
I mean, you're gonna need to have a flowery at this point.
He speaks Oriange.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
goodness.
I actually have some ideas for some additional requisition forms.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
We're almost done with the recap, I promise. After a whole month of normalcy, Fragment look into obtaining a new Recaller mission. Of the missions available, there are an investigation titled Darkness, a retrieval titled A Good Bird, and an investigation titled An Old Story. Checking the retrieval mission, A Good Bird, first, the request is for the meat of a particular bird that is big, delicious, and mean. The request details the bird, how to find it, and the problems that might be found. The writing implies it may be an apex predator in its local environment. Showing the mission to his friends, Lost makes sure to check with his teammates before they proceed to bring the paper to Captain Tooth. Tooth makes note that the group has been busy around town, or so he's heard. Still, on being presented the mission, he hands over the address of the client, noting they had a particularly thick accent. Before Fragment leave to obtain a debriefing from their client, Shoal pauses to ask for a verbal message to be passed on to the regular. Tooth smirks and needles at Shoal for having a heart and being adorable, but accepts to have the message sent for their usual fee. Foof come upon a house that looks very rural in spite of the city around it, with animal traps strewn about and an enter-at-your-own-risk sign at the entrance. The abode has a very desert feel to it. So I forget if this was the session before, or if it was just not mentioned in the notes, but there was talk of a bar fight, and who was it? Betty lost?
Yes. Betty got sucker
that
punched
was-
at some point.
That was last session that it was mentioned.
Okay. I guess I just didn't note it down. But that feels mildly important.
It's okay. You're free to forget. Betty won't.
The note taker forgot. Betty did not.
Betty never forgets.
Bye, Betty. Betty.
So yes, you guys are walking up to the house. Let me go ahead and change scenes back to table view. Here we go. I almost forgot. I'm a little brain dead. I'm allowed to be brain dead.
Grabbing cup of ramen because it should be cool by now. Gosh darn it.
So you
My
guys,
thoughts were just though on if someone can have a thick accent, does that mean a dwarf can have a pick accent?
we just started.
Go to your corner. Go to your corner.
We just started. Okay. So, you guys get in front of the house. I'm assuming you guys just walk up the path and go ahead and knock on the door, correct?
I do believe so.
Yes.
The man that answers the door has... Have you ever met somebody that wears a bunch of cowboy stuff, but they're obviously not, like, Southern at all?
Many.
Like, it's
many
glaringly
times.
obvious. Imagine that, except the hat is definitely a little bit different. You're not entirely sure of what kind of humanoid race they're supposed to be. They're not quite elven, they're not quite human, they're definitely not dwarf. But they're too tall to be, any of the shorter races. They're almost generic. It's kind of disgusting. And I am not going to fake this accent because I have decided after much deliberation that his accent sounds like what would happen if a Frenchman tried to pretend that they were fake an Australian accent.
Yeah, you can just leave that to our imagination if you'd like. That's
Yes,
fine.
I'm going to. You guys are free to decide how that sounds. But he'll open the door and he'll say, hello.
Brett will wave.
Good morning. Last briefly glancing at the sky, just gonna sit along good morning and keep going. We're here about your request to the recallers. A good bird? He fishes out the paper.
Fantastic. Come in. He'll open his door for you. The inside is kind of cabin-like, very homely. He has a collection of animal skulls, though. And it seems he has other traps and stuff. And then you see a work uniform for one of the local restaurants nearby.
Okay, but you said this guy is like in some way, some descriptor Australian?
French. He's French-Australian.
He's fake Australian.
Okay, then it's even more important. Where's the either necklace of or hat of crocodile teeth?
You see, he wasn't able to get the crocodile teeth. So he just has the hat.
He's working on the crocodile teeth, probably.
Yeah, but he wants the bird first, because the bird is tasty.
Yeah, he needs to get that war on the emus settled.
So what furnishings are about? There's animals.
Cabin, lake?
Ah,
Yes.
But skulls, not taxidermy.
Nope. Very specifically animal skulls. Though his work uniform says he probably doesn't actually do any of this work himself. And the fact that he's sending you guys.
Of course.
But he'll welcome you in and he'll pull out some pieces of paper and he will say, yes, and he'll hold out the map. This is my home continent. I did the best I could. And when you open it up, it definitely looks like it's in the shape of a continent. You see some kind of landmarks, you're assuming cities, and an X in the map. They inhabit the forest here, and they look like this. And he unveils what looks like, well, imagine if a chicken looked like a raptor. Still with the beak, but teeth. Kind of dinosaur-like.
so Rex, but floofier.
Probably more angry. Thank you for
Oh,
the
boy.
sub. I don't know why I
Oh.
played that sub. Should have played
Oh
the other
boy,
one.
we're going up against a death rate bird.
Was it perhaps a sub on YouTube?
It probably was.
Ah.
Because it definitely didn't use the right thing. But yeah, YouTube sub.
You all should definitely go
Right.
check out Drunk Dragonera's channel on YouTube. I'll put a link in the chat.
Thank you, Zeb.
know he's gonna be inundated with notifications.
Probably not. Either way, yes, he's showing you this or these particular things. Did you guys have any particular questions for him?
Does anybody else have questions first before I ask anything? Because I'm still consuming ramen.
Fred will scribble out some inquiries about what kind of threat the birds are. What do they have any poison or anything, or are they just birds?
Oh, they bite really hard.
Fred just nods his head then.
They're about 12 feet tall.
Fred blinks at that.
They're very delicious, though, if you manage to kill one. They're not even native to that region, but they're native now. Extremely violent.
Oh, Fred will also scribble out are there any particular methods of preserving what we bring back?
Oh, right. He offers you one of those bags that you guys remember from the other one, except this one has a lot more space in it. And he goes, I was able to secure one of these for the time being. It's on loan, so I do have to get it back. But once you got the meat and the skull, if you can bring it back.
Fred nods.
It was the tattoos that caused it, not me.
What?
What?
Huh?
Huvie has told me to have a taste of the pain I bring my DM,
Lol.
which means it's the sour candy time.
Have fun.
Cool, I can catch up on notes while you suffer.
Fun. Yes. So much fun. Grrr. Wah. Wah. Wah.
And then Dr. Volt died.
This one's bad. It's black cherry.
Oh, I love the black cherry ones.
That sounds
Same.
delicious.
Suffering.
Warhead though.
Like, okay, let's be honest. Normally, when there's black cherry flavored stuff, it's not great. But black cherry warheads are awesome.
Oh, I love
They
them.
are, but oh my god, are they sour?
I used to eat those candies till my tongue hurt.
Yeah.
Also,
there might
for,
be a reason.
I was just going to say, for the record, Rex is a water elemental today.
Understood.
Water borb.
Blub, blub, blub. Blub, 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 blub,
Yeah,
blub.
I personally the flavor black cherry I can take or leave, honestly. It's okay, but black walnut on the other hand is a freaking wonderful flavor.
Black walnut?
Yeah, you can get like black walnut ice cream. It's great.
All right. Never
Yep.
had that.
It's great.
Are you better now, Taya?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
I think the floor is Kaz, if available.
Hooray! Actually, most of the good questions have been addressed already. So give me about 2 seconds so I can finish this particular little notelet.
Also, it's kind of funny the bag that getting a bag to bring back samples of Mr. Big Scary Guy was one of the requisitions that Fred was going to make later.
Lol. Well, this one's on loan.
Yeah.
All right. So, are there any local dangers we should be worried about besides danger birds?
Oh, tons.
Like?
Avoid the bugs. Don't touch any of them. There's monkeys. At least I call them monkeys. You'll probably call them something else. They swarm. Yeah, those are probably the two really big ones. There's a lot of bugs out there.
Still sounding a lot like we're going to Australia.
Honestly, sounds like some parts of my homeworld. Okay.
Oh, and don't touch the spiky bushes.
Why?
I'm assuming you like your fingers.
Do they eat fingers?
No, it's poisonous plant.
Oh. That is the important part to know.
They're rare though, so you should be fine.
Gestures to Fret. Make a note. If we find one, we should try and collect a sample, but not at the expense of fingers.
That was already going to happen.
I'll
Try
just
not.
warn you. If you get stuck, there's a high chance of infection.
There's a reason I've been training in medicine. Glances back at the team. I promise it's not because I'm worried for your health. But also I'm worried for your health.
Paint just sends along a mental image of him giving licks to Doggo Lost and him seeming to jump in more with more vigor. And then he wags.
Oh, so it will become Lost's turn to do the bounce, bounce, bounce.
Yes, Lost was doing the bounce, bounce, bounce. With little shimmers around Lost.
Oh, sparkly. So, is there anything we should know about these birds that you haven't already told us?
Let's see, I covered they're big, they're mean, they bite, they'll try to eat you. No, that's about it.
Is there any good way to lure them somewhere?
He shrugs.
Do you want eggs from this creature?
Oh no, you don't want to eat those.
Okay.
They taste really bad. Talking like really bad.
Last just putting a hand to his chin, struggling to think of any more questions.
Anyways, they're hard to pick up. They're so sticky and gooey. Ugh.
It's what?
Yeah, I had to get used to hard-shelled eggs. That's not a thing from where I'm from.
Oh. Starting to internally realize that the home world might be a lot more bug-like than he would be used to.
I'm thinking the concept is more lizard eggs.
Yee.
Well, yeah, but lizard eggs aren't usually, like, slimy.
Yeah, they are.
Are you thinking of
Yeah,
amphibian
a lot
eggs?
of times no, snake eggs will stick to things if you aren't careful.
I have learned something new today. Do they have a weakness?
He shrugs. They can survive us. They're really hard to kill.
Are they particularly resistant to anything?
Not particularly resistant, but apparently they're very fast.
Yeah, Brett scribbles down something.
Alright, so we're not going to be able to run from one.
Bless you.
Thank you.
What level are you guys again?
2.
2.
E.
So, Fret, will, the one thing that he has scribbled down, he'll, kind of do the beckoning gesture at, Last Lost for him to look at chalkboard, but isn't actually, like, holding it out to everyone. It reads caltrops.
Lass is going to nod emphatically. Very much agreement.
Brett just sagely nods. And then, kind of just brushes that off with his, sleeve. And, then, scribbles out, "Okay, we've got some shopping to do. Thanks for your time." And kind of just turns it, towards the guy.
He thanks you, and ye. He will help you find the door. Even though you don't really need help, because it's right behind you guys. Strange man.
Oh, he did the, escorting you out, get the hell out of my house, kind of thing.
Yes, but probably not or intentionally in the rude way.
Okay.
So shopping.
Well,
Paint is eagerly
2
trying
items.
to push his way out as soon as the door opens.
Okay, so 2 items on the general acquisition list are, caltrops and, anti-vermin repellent. Or, yeah, just vermin repellent. It's a 5 GP alchemical item. So, 5 scales.
Paint is
Sounds
just
good.
sniffing around the yard.
Yeah, it
Um,
smells like dry.
But Fret is going to be spending most of his money on other things, so does write out, so could someone else cover some of these items? Because I need to purchase some other things.
We could have already had caltrops if somebody was allowed to take them.
Exactly.
but cursed caltrops.
Yeah, that could potentially be very bad or very good.
That was 3 sessions ago, too.
And
Paint remembers.
Paint never forgets.
Paint is currently marking the side of the guy's house.
How much did you say everything was going to cost again?
Okay, so vermin repellent is 5 GP per person. And then
How long does it
caltrops,
last?
4 hours per, so we might want to stock up.
I'm gonna let you guys roleplay for a moment. I'm gonna be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
I can cover both, if necessary. Besides, we can always at least put in the repellent as something to be reimbursed for.
Brett nods emphatically.
Why repel the vermin when you can eat them?
Paint nods agreement and sneezes at Shoal's comment.
Fret shakes his head emphatically and then scribbles out, "No, poisonous bugs, bad." And then does kind of the finger waggle at the both.
That's what antidotes and better stomachs are for.
I believe I could perhaps table a research project on the effects of caltrops on the wildlife of and retrieve the assistance caltrops provide upon retrieval missions.
Brett
I
nods.
will simply need to make 30% more caltrops than we would otherwise need.
Give me 1 minute. I need to toss my trash.
Fret does scribble out, though. Caltrops are cheap, though.
That's true. Ow, ow.
Fair enough.
And then scribbles out, but I have a spell to go by while I'm thinking about it, so yeah.
Well, one cannot say I did not offer to help.
Fret gives a thumbs up.
Actually, Dr. Volt, I may have a request for your employer.
And what would that be?
Last tugs nervously at the collar of their uniform at the moment. I require a replacement mask for outings. My original seems to have become misplaced in the void. He looks away.
Fret
And-
blinks.
Considering the amount of technology that usually goes into an adult Savnos's mask, I feel that maybe Morin might be open to a deal to have something that articulates better.
Paint is sending mental image of Doggo Arabean biting onto Doggo Last's face, or rather the mask, pulling it off, and then just chucking it off the bridge.
Fret looks absolutely mortified.
As does Lost. He looks rather embarrassed.
Shoal is just smirking.
Anyway, I can cover the cost for the repellent and for the caltrops. Just get me a note on what it costs and how much. As for the repellent, I'll get 2 doses for each of us. I'm assuming we don't intend to hunt for the bird more than a day, so 8 hours of time should do us.
Bit nuts.
I will see what I can do in regards to procuring you a new mask.
I appreciate it. He hesitates a bit. If necessary, you may leverage my physiology. Dr. Morin is a man of science. It would probably not be above him to want to better understand my species.
That is reasonable.
He looks very uncomfortable at the idea.
I shall attempt to avoid it then, if at all possible.
Fred, realizing that Dr. Volt will be heading to employer, will hastily pull out some mostly complete requisition forms and hand them over to Dr. Volt.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to answer this question for everybody. How long Doggo Arabane's tail is in Pain's projections? It is the exact same situation as Doug Dimmadome, where
You
the
never
tail
see
just
all of it.
always goes off screen.
Either that or it's longer in every picture.
Aw.
Doug Dimmadome?
No.
You mean the owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
Yeah, Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. But no, it's every time he shows up, his hat always goes off screen.
Yep.
Doesn't matter
Yeah, but
where he
don't-
is, it just always goes off screen.
Yeah, even if it's like a distance shot of like the middle of town.
Whiskers is doodling.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no, now I have to see. Oh no!
Oh, that's
Art Brian
adorable.
has struck.
Okay, so
So,
requisition forms. It will be consisting of 2 things. 1, a wayfinder for purposes of more accurately mapping the multiverse. And a stasis bag for exclusively the purpose of acquiring samples of a certain entity.
interesting. Well, I'm assuming Dr. Dr. Volt is going to go ahead and bring. At least I'm not calling him Dr. Scholes anymore.
Yeah, at least it's not Dr. Scholl's massaging gel inserts.
Shoal
But I'm-
hasn't gotten his doctorate yet. It's fine.
What are you going to get your doctorate in?
Fighting.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Marine biology.
Or
and how you can
sass.
fight it.
Just a doctorate in sass.
I didn't know you could get a doctorate in that.
You can get
Wonder
a
if I can
doctorate
get
in
down there.
anything. As long as you pay enough money.
Yeah, the whole going on a cruise and getting the certificate that's on the back of a Denny's placemat looking thing or something.
Oh boy.
Paint is getting
Well-
a doctorate in contracts.
When he goes to school.
Don't we just call that passing the bar exam?
You gonna
Basically.
make me look up actual things?
No.
No.
Okay. One way or the other, I'm assuming Dr. Volta's going to go ahead and turn in those requisite forms to the particular people he needs to, and then make a visit somewhere, while others go shopping.
Yep. Fret's going to acquire a spell and a component for said spell. Rune Trace.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I'm going to collect. Oh, caltrops are super cheap.
Yeah.
Unless you get
Caltrops
vicious.
Yeah. Normal caltrops are pennies.
Yeah, they're only a GP and it fills a 5-foot square.
Which is a lot of caltrops, by the way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite caltrops are the colorful ones that you build castles out of.
Shoal would like those more if he had thumbs.
I would say getting at least like a couple bags per individual that's able to use them. So we've got 3 people that could in theory use them.
So what I'm going to do, it's a lot of money, but I'm going to spend 100 seals. 50 for the repellent, so that each of us has 2 repellents and thus 8 hours worth of repellent. And then another 50 in caltrops, so that each of us has 5 bags of caltrops.
Wow.
It's a
I mean,
lot of
Shoal-
drops.
Shoal is capable of using them, just, it's gonna be a little awkward. It'll be funny, though. He already has a bag of
Suck.
marble.
It would suck.
But do the
trying to
marbles
get them back
scream?
in.
No, Shoal has not been allowed to get any screaming marbles yet. He keeps trying. If only
Nobody-
so he can put one in his mouth and make it sound like he's eating people.
Just don't accidentally swallow, because you have to live with that for, like, days.
Shoal is a lot better about that than you would think.
Oh my gosh,
Shoal is
that
really
puts
good at identifying as a problem.
Yes.
5
some
bags
reason
of caltrops puts me, it's exactly light load. Holy crap.
For some reason, I'm imagining like the video of like some dude looking for one of their little iPod, like the little
Earbuds?
or AirPod, yeah, the earbuds, and doing the tracking thing that makes it make a sound, and it coming from the cat.
What?
I just here. I have a better one for you. Jurassic Park 3.
Oh no.
Why is that coming from the water?
Something, something, something. You just eat the Nokia phone already.
Yep.
By the way, I don't think Zim or Zim's chat knows anything about the Screaming Marble universe. Beerus just pointed that out.
Oh,
Nope.
Yes.
Uh,
Do explain. Do explain.
should I explain, or do you want to explain, Era?
I'll let somebody else explain. I'm not explaining this madness that you guys put yourselves through.
So, previous group in stream game, by the way, so you can actually see this happen on like a video.
So,
We also
you
came to
guys-
Twilight.
You guys should definitely go over to that link right there and go subscribe right now. It's right there. Go subscribe. You know, it's over there probably. I'm pretty sure it's on the channel there.
Yes, it is.
You can go find it there and make sure you subscribe while you're over there at the Drunken Dragon. So, you know, go subscribe right now. You know, you should all go subscribe to it right now on YouTube. Right now.
Never miss an episode. So
if you subscribe to youtube.com/@symbol Oneko you won't find them there because I don't upload the D&D VODs.
Well, it'd be weird if you uploaded the D&D VODs when we're playing Pathfinder.
Continue, Key.
So, previous group also came to Twilight temporarily, where things happened and we got to participate in helping defend the city from a siege of things coming out of rifts that really were not happy to see anything there. And one of the things that we did, because we were manning a cannon on the wall, was fire a bag of marbles into one of the rifts.
It wasn't just any bag of marbles, though.
No, it wasn't, but I forget the details on it. You might remember
It
better
was-
than me.
It was enchanted with Minuet's personal spell.
Oh,
Thank you for
What
the snub,
right.
Ryan.
What did that do again?
It
So,
was the marble swarm that trips people.
yeah, Darren had a penchant for making spells for his teammates. Darren is the storyteller you see on Era's stream when storytime happens. And one of the spells he made specifically for his best friend since forever, Minuet, was Minuet's Manic Marbles. And their whole purpose was to roll around being a distraction and scream. That's all they did. That's all that spell did. The focus component was a bag of marbles. And so that's what Minuet put into the cannon and shot into a rift. And so now there is an entire dimension somewhere of screaming marbles.
Yep. They launched a bag of marbles into nothing with a magical enchantment.
Yep.
I think they did something else as well that made them sentient.
We did.
That was probably the Book of Ix going off in the same pocket dimension.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was in the same shot that a Book of Ix was also shot, I believe.
I think the marbles got shot,
was
and then
two.
the book of Ix was shot into the really big portal.
Oh, yeah.
A smaller portal just beforehand was shot with the marbles.
Do they need context for a Book of Ix?
All right, guys, you're gonna take your standard 50-page notebook, and you're gonna put an explosive rune on every side of it. Congratulations, you now have a weapon of mass destruction that does 300 d6 damage. And we taped it to the side of a cannonball and shot it out of a cannon.
Yep, they did.
For its inaugural use.
Yes, and
Yeah,
it only got improved on from there.
There was a very, very significant chance of it just blowing up in our faces and blowing a hole in the side of the city of Twilight.
Yep.
Like a big hole.
That would have been the end of the campaign right there, but you know what? Risk versus reward.
They may or may not have nuked an island with one.
I thought it was 2 islands.
We, you say, as if that was not entirely Ix.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't steal Ix's war crimes.
And technically it was 2. Yes.
Gosh, y'all reminded me of the interplanar ballistic wolf. But that is a story for another time.
Indeed. So, Dr. Volt,
Decision.
you're gonna ask your boss for a thing, yes?
I believe that was the idea, yeah?
Well, ask.
You're welcome, Razim.
Oh,
When you
okay.
approach
I
him,
thought
he's going to be working his lab. Go ahead.
I thought I recognized the name and was sitting here like, I don't know where I recognize that from, but I know I recognize it.
I apparently had gotten Twitch had unfollowed me from Razim at some point, so I refollowed.
He is going to be working in his lab when you find him.
I can't really brain well enough to do this entirely in character, let alone with the accent.
That's fine. Skip the accent.
What Dr. Volt will basically try telling him, though, is that he has reason to believe that it could be interesting to develop masks that are capable of articulating themselves due to the eternal seeking of novelty that everyone here has, that they'd probably be something that would catch on quite well.
Roll yourself a diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Not the best. That is only a total of a 15.
Unfortunately, he responds with, while that sounds well and good, he doesn't see an absolute purpose for it and believes that such a product would be fading and feigning at best. It'll catch on for a little while, but then probably just end up for those weird niche crowds. He makes the face.
Why do I get a feeling everyone in this call is used to being a member of, quote, of at least one, quote, weird niche crowd?
Considering you're the only not furry here.
True, but I am a VTuber.
For now.
And are VTubers not just digital furries?
Yeah.
No, VTubers are just AI. We don't actually exist, you know. At least according to Twitch.
Oh,
Oh, I have vague memories of what you're referring to specifically. What was it that got said for that?
They put out a tweet that, while you could understand that they were what they were talking about, the way they presented it, they were trying to praise the creativity of VTubers, but they also included AI and made it sound like all VTubers are just AI programs that are, you know, doing the streams instead of actual people.
You know, the funny thing is, for a while, I thought that was actually the case. Look, it was early into the days of when VTubing existed, okay?
That's fair.
I'm not judging. I'm just a very tired GM. So,
Well, he tried without it. He's going to say that also the person who requested this did state that you could study their unique smoke-like physiology.
you know that moment when you give a scientist, well, a test subject Like, he's in the middle of something right now that he probably shouldn't just put down, but he puts it down, takes off the gloves, turns to you, and goes, all right, when will he be here?
Paint is going to take exception to this.
Well, Dr. Volt said he'd try to do it without this coming up, and he failed at doing it without it coming up.
He tried, and that's all that matters.
An attempt was made. He says, I'm more than happy to learn about the physiology of such a unique being such as himself. In exchange, he just wants a mask.
Indeed.
We'll tell him to come in for measurements.
Dr. Volt will nod and he'll go and inform Last Lost.
By the time Volt finds Last Lost, he will have performed shopping and dumped 100 seals on preparations, and also have receipts for everything because reimbursement.
Smart man. Reimbursement.
Yes. He's going to make sure that everybody has 2 vermin repellents. Each dose lasts for 4 hours, and also 5 bags of caltrops. Please take note that 5 bags of caltrops weighs 10 pounds, so if you have trouble with weight, we may need to adjust who has how many.
Can these repellents be smelled outside of their little bottles, whatever they may be in?
No, they're well sealed, thankfully.
Okay. Then Paint does not object yet.
My brain
Yeah.
did a thing that I need to unfortunately inflict upon you all.
I'm too tired for this. Okay.
If Last were to write down everyone that he was attracted to, would that be a Last Lost Lust list?
Go to your frickin' corner, frickin' Tago.
Go to your lab!
Yep, I
Isn't
was
that
too
a
tired for that.
reward?
Away with you, foul demon.
But then he doesn't get samples if he's stuck in his lab and can't come with.
My brain is a mysterious place at times, and by at times I mean always. Even I don't know what's going on there.
Somebody play that meme where the milk falls over after Patrick says the inner workings of my mind are an enigma. And just milk. Okay.
Well, Lost is going to go, but he is going to ask Paint to keep Shoal company.
Squint.
Paint is going to whine worriedly. And then send an image of Shoal ripping his throat out.
That's not going to happen, Paint. Is it, Shoal?
Squint.
Squints back.
Squint.
Just both of them squinting at each other for a good few minutes, trying to bore into each other's souls.
Yeah, except Shoal is half cat. He's going to win this.
Lost
You're both
is
cats.
also cat. Just kind of somewhat smoke.
Mostly smoke.
He doesn't need to blink.
So they're having a staring
He's got you there.
contest. So, hey, Fret, guess what you walk up to?
Hi.
Cat's
Oh.
having a staring contest.
Fred.
Put
does
down a
the-
cucumber.
Actually, hold on. No, I'm not gonna do any of that. Fred will inquire with Shoal what's going on.
He wants to leave the Fae with me.
Fred just kind of blinks, and then kind of shrugs and does the mental note of, okay, well, just don't
Right.
eat him yet.
I need to go with Volt for a while, and it may be prudent to not have Paint come along. If Shoal really doesn't want to have Paint's company, would you?
Fred pulls out a watermill bar.
I swear, if you attempt to feed my canid child that stale cardboard mini brick,
Fred
Hey, Whiskers, I need a
will-
favor. I need a doodle of Paint laying on his side with the caption full of Wonder Meal.
With X's over his eyes.
Fred just kind of puts the bar back in his bag.
He's starved
I-
to death.
I mean, why would you ask Shoal when you could ask Fred?
But yeah, Fred just kind of nods though. Scribbles out. Yeah, I can keep an eye on Paint.
I mean, I'm going to keep an eye on Paint too. Just,
Gwynts.
yes.
thank you, Fred. If any of you get hungry, you are free to anything in my bakery.
Even the chairs?
Fred gives such a scolding look at Shoal.
I mean, technically, since it was just displayed, the Wonder Meal bar is in fact in your bakery.
We are not inside the bakery at the moment. I just finished shopping. Not
Alright.
the chairs outside. Those are metal. Those were actually kind of expensive. The wooden ones I can get replaced. And those are inside. If you really must chew on my chairs.
Excellent.
Well, Fred will begin heading into bakery.
Paint is giving a whine and sending a mental image to Last of him standing there on the porch as Last just fades away. And you get the sense that just forever.
Shoal is going to walk over and pick Paint up by the scruff. Come along, you. We need to keep you out of trouble.
I promise I will be back, Paint.
He sends another mental image of his bandana.
Yeah, I do have.
I will call for you if I need you. And you can call for me, okay? He sighs a little bit and moves over to Paint and gives them a gentle rub over the cheeks and leans his head down to effectively plant a smooch on the pupper's forehead. I made a promise. I'm not going to break it.
He will nod slowly.
And Shoal knows better than to bring you to harm.
As long as he doesn't make a contract with me.
No, you see, Shoal already tacitly said that he won't eat Paint. It's his goal to make sure that Paint doesn't get into trouble. And if he eats Paint,
Squint.
well, Shoal is trouble.
The logic stands.
It does, and that upsets me.
Ha!
Good thing Dr. Volt wasn't here to say that.
Standing right there.
Nope. He didn't do it in character. It doesn't count.
But yeah, so Fret, while all this is going on, has inside broken out his ceremonial tea set, and is making ceremonial tea for at least Shoal, Paint, and himself.
Once inside, assuming he is set down, Paint is sitting right inside the door, just staring at it.
I got good.
Oh.
Doing the dog thing.
Yep.
Fret, well, has like a little short table thing with his tea set set up, and does the beckon towards Paint.
I'm gonna let you guys roleplay for a moment. Burb. Need to stand.
Paint is staring at the door, so he probably doesn't see the beckoning.
And Fret sighs and
Hey, dog.
does the
Paint.
He looks back.
Fret does the beckon again.
He looks back at the door, back at Fret and Shoal, back at the door. He wanders over, carefully takes one of the cups, and then goes back to the door.
Fret looks so offended.
Hey, look, you've got someone with even less manners than me.
Fret sighs and just kind of rearranges the cups a little.
I'm not sure what part of wild you guys don't understand. He doesn't understand what manners are or what ceremonial thing is. He understands at least that you're offering him the tea.
Well, yes, that's why Shoal is amused. It's not Shoal's tea. He's not offended. He thinks it's funny.
Well, Fret does do the whole carefully set a cup in a particular spot for her shoulder.
Shoal will drink out of it.
Fret seems somewhat pleased by this, but then occasionally looks over at Paint and kind of has the sad look.
Shoal will reach a paw out and pat Fret on the face. There. You can make attempts to civilize him later.
Fret nods.
That or you can punish him by feeding him Wonder Meal. Either one.
Fret shakes his head. Though Fret does pull out a watermeal bar and begins munching on it himself. It is loud and crunchy.
All that wonderful baked goodness around you, and you choose cardboard.
Doesn't even have to be there. He feels a disturbance in his bakery. He is offended. All right.
I mean, Gordon Ramsay enjoys McDonald's.
It doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, true.
But no, watermeal makes Fret think of home.
Oh.
You see, that's what squid does for Shoal. That's why it's one of his favorite foods.
Oh.
And Paint will stay at that door until the end of existence.
not going to be that long. For Paint, it feels like forever because
Yeah, I was gonna say to him it is that long.
He's a dog. He has no sense of
he's
time.
dog in Twilight. Hey Key,
Yes.
it's been a while since you've had a physical.
With good reason.
It's been even longer since you had somebody take measurements.
Also with good reason.
It's also been a very long time since somebody started to took a small sample and started to analyze it to figure out what exactly you're made of.
That's just because it's disturbing.
I mean, you have to give blood when you go to a doctor. You just don't exactly have blood. There was this
Era?
whole moment where yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
There was this whole moment when he pulled out a needle to take a blood sample, and he stuck it in you and pulled it out, and there was nothing in there, and he looks up at you and goes, "Oh, no blood."
If I had an eyebrow, it would be raised. You expected me to have blood?
Oh,
You'd be
so
surprised.
That means that he can't be killed. He can't bleed.
Therefore, we can't kill it.
Now, what exactly is transmitted through the bond with the bandana thing, Era?
Very specifically, when the name is called, you know the exact location of the individual that called for you. If you're bonded. So if he were to call your name, you would know exactly where he is and how to get there. And you would hear him calling for you. If you were to call for him, he would know exactly where you are. And he'd be able to hear you calling.
Okay, Celeste needs to comment on the paint on the wall. Got it.
Wow.
That's a very nice color of paint. Zoom.
Whack. It was a very awkward experience for you. We can go into detail later. Because he measures everything. Near the end, after he analyzes the sample, he makes a very interesting face and goes, "I wonder if I can synthesize this in greater amounts." Then turns around and says, "What I need you to do, after you put your clothes back on, is take this." He hands you some paperwork. Go to the second floor and look for the room that says 3D printer. Hand it to them and say, "I said so."
I see.
And
I
give him
see.
about 3 hours. If you have any design particulars, fill out the form in the last page.
I understand as best as I'm able.
It must
Please-
have a supply of chalk in the cheeks for paint to use.
Oh, 1 second, I need to greet a raid. Welcome, raiders. Welcome. I hope you're having a good day today. Got a collab going with Drunk Dragon Era and Razim. I'll give them a shout out so you can go and show them love and support too. They're both incredible people, and we're doing D&D together. So I hope you sit back, enjoy it, and have a comfy time. My name's
Thank you for
Oneko
the follow.
Taigo, and half demon, half cat, and all friend.
A steadfast supporter.
Vari, thank you for the sub. You're a cutie face. He's here too.
Hi.
Yee. So, any particulars you want in this mask? Last.
Um,
As in design. He seems to have already decided exactly what's going to be in the mask.
oh boy. Well, he doesn't really want it to be much different than the one he had. He just wants it to be able to articulate a little better when it comes to emotion. which may or may not come down to what is it? It's not shutters. The camera lens things that adjust.
That's a shutter or an f-stop.
The aperture science. Oh, apertures. Yes. Duh. Apertures for the lenses or something of the like, so that you can actually better express emotions with the mask on.
He already got that. It seems it has the aperture, and it seems to have shutters as well. It seems to be able to go between spots. Though when you blink, it's going to make the sound of a camera click.
Yeah, the last one did that too. Though, I guess one of the other important things is it has to be easy to remove and put back on.
I mean, straps.
Well, yes.
Nope, that's simple enough. They can 3D print that, and they just throw in a few camera lenses or throw in an Arduino, and you're good to go.
I was going to say, Last is going to be finicky with this. If he's given the chance, he will go home and get his backup mass.
Lol. Poor Paint. So you're going to be finicky, so you are going to go home and get your backup mask. Got it.
You know,
He has a schematic.
Beerus does point out a very good thing, a very good point. Paint could literally wind up waiting for 10 years. Because timey-wimey fuckery.
Oh no!
He
As
very
long
well
as he
could feel
doesn't
like it is.
petrify himself.
That is
So-
very true. So he could very well be experiencing 10 years of waiting right now.
No!
To make the atmosphere a little bit more comfortable and such, Fret will pull out his sitar and begin playing a quiet tune, though.
And while he plays his sitar, you quietly hear in the background of Key's side of the stream, "Dance, water, dance!"
No!
But yeah, the kind of trying to coax Paint to actually be more comfortable via the power of music.
Paint does look slightly more relaxed, but he still does not move from his spot. But he doesn't look quite as tense. I'm pretty
worry.
sure this is the first time that Paint has been more than, 5 feet away from last since this whole thing started.
Oh.
Poor guy. So you're going to bring in schematics and show them how everything works. And then you get in an argument because the guy doing the work's like, but we can just do this. And you're like, no. No shortcuts.
This is correct.
They're like, but we need that there so that way we can do adjustable eyebrows. Do you not want your eyelids to work?
Sigh. To be fair, Lost was not like an engineering or mass design person. So he's eventually going to have to concede. This isn't going to stop him from being picky.
So it takes 10 years. I'm kidding. You will leave with a mask. They have most of these parts on hand. They just need to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and 3D printers are amazing. Just
Especially because these ones have magic.
yes. It takes a while still. But you're going to get handed a mask.
He's going to put it on and give it a test run.
A test gun.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I fail at words. Test gun, click, click.
There is
No
a little bit
shooting
of
bullets in the
weirdness
face.
with the whole sensing emotions part of things, because us VTubers know exactly how well the auto sense works at first on any time that you try to make an expression and your model just looks surprised 24/7.
Yeah.
They tell you
Mine
it's going to
just-
take some calibration.
Mine just gets stuck in a very happy face no matter what. It's like, no, I want to be neutral right now. And meanwhile, my character's got their mouth wide open, huge giant grin, and just, yeah.
I like it when you walk away and it's Asher, because Asher just looks so done with everything every single time. Like, he's just got this look on his face of, if anybody says anything, I'm going to slap them. You should screenshot that and send it to Brian, like, every day for like a week, just leading up to game, and be like, DSR.
Oh no, I made him cry today.
Oh no.
Oh.
I sent him Asher's oh shit button.
Aww. He knows Verdant's oh shit button.
Oh, I do?
I told you about it. Rex! Hi, Rex.
Here's a Rex.
Hi, Rex!
Rex, good boy.
Remember that I am a forgetful floof.
Oh.
Same. So I probably won't.
No worries. One way or the other. Hey, Paint. Hey, Paint.
It's been 84 years.
Oh, he's gonna beat me to the joke. I was literally gonna be like, it's been 10 years. It's almost like you've forgotten what he looks like.
Pets to Rex. Pet, 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 pet. Who's a good boy? You are. Yes, you are.
So no. You see, here's the thing. Here's the big thing. It's actually been 70 years.
Why
It's dog
70?
years.
Because
Dog
Paint's a
years.
dog.
It's been an obscenely amount of long time. Yes, I worded that properly for the particular situation. Your mind barely remembers Paint at this moment in time. Your heart longs for your friend. Last lost.
You know, funny thing is, Last Lost is about to walk in with a new face.
Yeah.
A new old face.
He looks away just for a moment and he hears the bell. No, that's just the bell across the street. Oh, my heart.
So eventually Fred will give up on the what he's doing and pack up his tea and just go and do the pat on Paint's head.
Paint
There was half a
leans-
moment where I expect you to sit next to him.
Paint
Yeah,
leans
that's next.
Paint leans into the pets, but keeps his eyes glued on the door. And every time that bell rings across the street, he wags. And then looks sad. And then wags. And then looks sad.
Look, all I'm saying, that scene from Futurama, but with Paint.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, the doggo. Oh no.
Rex is sending you good boy energy, by the way, Paint.
Does that count as a good boy point?
Sure. Hey,
Since
last.
it is a royal proclamation.
Yes.
That is a royal proclamation. So, as per royal proclamation, I'm not changing outfits because I only have one hand and it takes two hands to make that command work. Paint is a good boy. What do you do when you get to your door and you see not only Paint sitting there, but a Fret right in front of the door waiting for you?
Oh, he doesn't have a chance to do anything. He is being
Oh, never mind.
tackled. The moment that door opens, he is sliding through the crack and tackling Last Lost and covering him in licks and happy little barks and wags.
Destroyed.
That was supposed to be a strength check to stay on my feet. There was no way that was going to happen.
Nope. Light speed doggo.
Hey, Ara,
Yes.
did you upload my model thing that I sent you 2 weeks ago?
Oh shit, I forgot. Why?
Because I was wanting it.
Uno momento. Where's that damn file? You sent me 2 versions. Which one do you want?
They're the same thing. It's just one was the already decompressed.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this without accidentally showing everybody my files. There's a slight chance that people are going to see things.
Oh dear.
I don't know where I last pulled model stuff from.
Ow, ow. Foot falling asleep.
Okay, stream assets, good. Not in appropriate folders. Oh, where's downloads? There's downloads.
All I could think of there was corporate wants you to show them the difference between these 2 files.
Oh no.
Well,
they're
they're the same
thing.
file.
There you go, Frat.
Thanks.
You're welcome. They are indeed the same file. So, last has been bowled over. Congratulations. Your mask is currently showing confusion. No matter what your facial expression actually is.
It's a work in progress. But, yeah, Lost goes... Paint! I wasn't even gone that long. Hugging Paint as tight as he can.
So Arabane, how many how long was it for Paint? Since time flow is different.
However long it felt like to Paint.
Paint is just sending a mental image of the corner of his eye where the window to the shop is. I assume there's a front window anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And sundown, sun up, sundown, sun up, sundown, sun up. And this just keeps going for quite a while.
Oh, my poor sweet good boy. As he pets over Paint and holds him close. No. It's only been a few hours, I promise.
You were gone forevers, I counted.
Oh. It's okay. It's okay. I made a promise, didn't I?
He nods. And just keeps licking your face. No, Paint did not say that.
Oh, I'm fully aware. I know Paint is nonverbal.
I was
No,
responding to Beerus.
Yeah, Paint has not spoken yet. I'm hoping that if he ever does speak, the first word out of his mouth is a curse. I am just hoping that when that moment comes, if it ever comes, if Paint ever says a word, it's just fuck.
Shoal can help with that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, you
gonna
were right,
say.
Jim.
I was gonna say he Paint says that, and Last just glares immediately at Shoal.
Yeah, no. No one is corrupting his good boy.
It's gonna happen.
Which, by the way, Paint has been called good boy at least 4 times now.
Oh.
Tick, tick.
I'm only counting the first one.
So, you guys are ready to head to an alien planet.
So, Fret will inquire with Dr. Volt. So how'd the requisition form go?
All right, Dr. Volt will have delivered those.
They're in the inbox. Ah, the dreaded inbox. 24 to 48 hours is really specific amount of time for a response in a place with no time.
Yep.
Hey, at the very least, since time flows as you feel it does, that they will have arrived in 24 to 48 hours.
Potentially, maybe. But I figure it's a case of we'll get those at a later date. Potentially, maybe. If ever.
Yeah, it's got to go through processing first, and the right people got to look at it and approve it. It's got to go through corporate bullshit land.
If you want it to go faster, I have it on good authority that apparently bribes work.
So, what are you guys doing now?
I
Well,
suppose we ought to go looking for a bird.
time for another trip to Threshold.
Paint is walking at all times against Last Lake.
You now have a dog leg.
Oh no, that's okay. Paint was gonna get carried.
Oh,
This is also acceptable.
Zim cute.
Everyone here is cute.
I still think I look like a discount Viking, but
that's pretty cute.
On the way to Threshold, Last realizes he could have probably made Dextral look after Paint and it would have gone better.
Also, I have a robot Viking who keeps saying that they're not cute. Sorry, cyborg Viking.
not a cyborg.
They're cute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Thought so.
So you guys head out to Threshold, and I'm assuming you're going to call for Dextral.
Yes.
He'll show up in his usual 1d10 minutes, popping up in front of you all, and going, "Please tell me we're going somewhere with the living beings this time."
It's entirely possible.
You're in luck. It's a lot of living beings. They just all happen to be dangerous.
Oh, that means I don't get to do the research in the poke, right?
I wouldn't suggest it, even as immortal as you are.
Paint is just looking confused at that statement. And he sends a long mental image of the group, the doggo group plus Shoal. And just a question. Followed by all of them dead. And then question.
Fret looks so confused.
He's not meant to always be understood by what he's trying to convey.
I do believe the work is to not be dead. I would hope.
Fret nods.
Preferably.
He sends another. He sends another image of everyone alive and jumping around, except for Shoal, who just looks grumpy.
Accurate.
And he sends the question mark.
So, Fret will pull out his star cards and begin kind of attempting to consult with Tree Friend about where we're going.
Okay, roll your navigation.
All right. Oof. Well, that's a 11.
You know it's an awkward process? Writing on your chalkboard while holding up a giant map.
Exactly.
It takes a little bit of time before he's like, alright, I can get you there. Interesting route you chose, but sure.
By the way, one of the things Dr. Volt is going to posit to Fret is that the core unit for their measurement system, barring just arbitrarily picking some sort of distance, it would probably do well for the base unit to be the average length of a single jump a cough can make.
Yeah, that's. I figure that was roughly applied, potentially. So yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, it needs to be based on something, right?
Oh, now I have to actually figure out how far that is.
You can abstract it, you know.
Yeah.
You don't need to figure it out right away.
Yes, I'm not
Yeah.
going to figure it out right away. I am tired and brain dead.
Yeah, so
I have
hand
been stuck with
wavery is
many needles.
absolutely fine.
Yes, I did spend 4 hours getting stabbed.
Yeah, and right now, Volt and Fred are collecting data. It's
All
going to
right.
take a lot of jumps for them to figure out what the average distance of a jump is.
Indeed. And I have to figure that out for myself, though, because now they're giving it a name, and I have to sit here and be like, how many miles is that? Either
Well,
rate,
I don't think that miles is even the concept. I don't know if there's a concept of distance in between.
there is. In space? Yeah,
I
there
vote-
definitely is.
Well, no, I mean between the spheres.
There is. Yeah.
Okay.
I vote it is
Okay.
3.14 miles.
No.
3.14 million miles, maybe.
I would walk pi 100 miles.
All right, guys. So it was a great game. Good night. I'm done.
You see, here I was just trying to think of how to make a joke, telling Era that
I
he would,
walk 3.
if he needed time, that he can need all the time he wants after his tattoo appointment.
Let's not
All
kill Arrow.
Need
Please.
all.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
Alright.
It was that statement right there, officer, right there, you know?
That's the one that killed him.
Officer, I would like to report a murder. Lost turning his head. I'm right here.
And suddenly Dr. Volt flies out of the city of Twilight at light speed.
I will say, Era, I've been considering adding a psychic damage card to stream loots. So when, somebody makes a terrible joke like those, the viewers can just deal like 1d10 psychic damage.
Do you want the gift to be just Erebane making the face of why?
We could absolutely do that.
Oh, jeez.
Wonderful.
Great. Immortalized in Zim's stream by looking disappointed.
I pushed the wrong button on my soundboard.
Oh no.
Okay. So, we'll get you guys to the sphere, then it'll be break time because mandatory breaks, making chat and everybody stand and be healthy.
Skydive Ollie wants everyone to hydrate.
Cheers. I'm trying to lift the container. Hold on. There we go.
Nuclear launch detected.
Skydive Ollie wants you to check your posture.
We were about to do that anyways. But Duxtril will go ahead and take you to a sphere where the star is a lot more yellow. I do need you all to roll fortitude saves. Yay!
Oh boy.
Joy.
Paint is somewhat decent at those.
That's
Yay,
an 11.
Yay, Constitution caster.
17 plus 20 total.
Okay.
12 total. I think it's the first one I've actually failed.
Actually, you didn't fail
Wow.
because you
15.
guys are acclimating. The only person that has any trouble at all is the one that rolled 11, and it's not even for that long.
Oh.
It's just you got off an amusement park ride vertigo for a few minutes and stumbled around. This star seems to actually have several planets around it, including one that is huge. Dextrel asks before you enter if you wish him to scout still, since you guys had been shown a map.
Yeah, so, Fred will, pull out map if it was given to us. Otherwise, we'll attempt to recreate.
It was offered to you guys, so if you guys took it, you guys have it.
All documents would have been taken. It would be good to show Dexter what we're searching for, so he can avoid it.
He will nod and say, I will be back as soon as I can. And he will hop off, leaving you guys in the shadowy edge, where almost immediately everything begins to shift around you. Oh no, shadow bugs.
Oh.
There are just a lot of them out here. Then you think about it and go, based on what that guy said, makes sense.
Lost sighs, sits down. We'll put an arm around Paint because he knows Paint has not gone far. Well, it's better than sugar air.
Paint
Wow, I'm
sends a
tired.
mental image of, well, it's basically just white. That's all that's seen, followed by a question.
Not exactly. Our first mission was on a world made entirely of candy.
Paint looks even more confused.
It is a long story, and I have no desire to return.
Paint is pushing on the edge of the bubble then.
Fred kind of does the silent scoff at the not wanting to return, and then scribbles out, it wasn't that bad.
You didn't suffer hay fever the entire time. And you, he looks over at Shoal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried
Yes.
for your health after that. Still.
Bah!
He only ate possibly his own body weight in jello.
And considering how light Jello is, that's a lot of Jello.
Actually, Jello's really heavy.
Yeah, because it's effectively the weight of water, and water's kind of heavy.
True.
Still a lot of fucking jello. Among the other things he ate, including an actual chair, several books, dishes, and other things.
Oh, and the insides of a wall.
He didn't even eat the insides of the wall. He was just tearing off the outer layer.
Yep, I was only eating the outer layer and letting the nougat fall to the ground.
Yes,
was-
there was a nougat castle.
It was out of sheer disrespect.
Viv. So let's take a short break. Let's have everybody stand up, stretch, get water and stuff. I'm going to walk away and see if there's any food I can grab that's easy to grab that I can do or eat with one hand, and I will be back.
You know what we could have done was
Take
we
it.
could have tried to find a bridge there, and then we would have found a mafia member at the end of it after going through 5 kids. Because it would have been a Nougat bridge.
You're fired.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
I'm going to bed.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some ice cream.
That just reminds me of the Wednesday game. Arceus showed up to tree. One of my long story there, but basically, tree is a tree. Kind of self-explanatory on that, but she can't exactly move a whole lot. She has some movement with her branches, but Arceus showed up to her, told her to bow, and her response was, "Sir, I am a tree." And then he smited her. And that's why Nim's now there. Tree is Nim's daughter.
I remember seeing the sketch. I am a tree.
I am returned with little cups of vanilla ice cream.
I'm going to stand up and stretch because legs.
So Tree is Nim's daughter. Did Tree have any kids?
Well, I suppose since we're on break, I can go ahead and explain a little bit about Tree and Nim. So, Nim was one of the first characters I played on stream. Actually, he was the first. Because the first campaign I was the DM for. But then the second campaign, when I was like, yeah, being both the DM and the streamer, not a good idea. But then the second campaign on the channel ever, I played as Nim, the sentient feral wolf. He was a paladin. He was raised to sentience by Selune, and he was Oath of the Ancients. Fist of Furry, the campaign he was in, had some stuff happen behind the scenes and came to an end early. So Nim then... we ended it with everybody getting sucked down a whirlpool. So, you know, pretty, it's not the best ending to the campaign, but at least it's not just, so they sat down at a bar and then suddenly nothing else. Or something along those lines. At the least, it's like, well, they're presumed lost. But then
Yes,
But then Guild Tales came along, which was a campaign set in Ravnica from Magic the Gathering. And I'm like, you know what? I want to finish Nim's story. And a lot of planeswalkers get their spark in a moment when they are just about to die. So we came up with the story that he planeswalked, and he wound up in a couple of different places before he finally wound up in Ravnica. He had drawn in his best friend forever, Soul, his wife Soul, Shenzi. Neither of them knew the actual thing of marriage. They just thought it meant that they were best friends forever. That was a fun little thing in Fist of Furry when they were trying to get others to help them consummate their marriage.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, one of the other players asked them teasingly if they had consummated their marriage. Their wedding feast had gotten interrupted by a cake golem. So both of them were confused on what consummate means, and they're like, wait, consume? Our wedding feast! So they literally went around town asking people to help them consummate their marriage.
That's hilarious.
For the record, Shenzi was an anthro hyena. But she was kind of special and kind of like Nim, who was new to civilization. She had her own little quirks about her. And, but yeah, he drew her in to him because you cannot actually take a living soul with you when you raid.
This hamlet
When you raid.
When you raid.
My stream with 2 viewers.
I'm gonna take it.
Genku, thank you very much for that raid. Welcome in. I hope you had a great stream. You guys have come into Recallers of the Lost Pathfinder. But yeah, you cannot take a living being with you when you planeswalk. So Nim pulled her soul into him. It kind of corrupted his magic a bit, making him a wizard because we were already going to have a paladin in Guild Tales, so I didn't want to, have 2 of the same class there. But he still lived by his oaths and such, and eventually did regain his paladin abilities. Guild Tales was brought to an end last year when Wizards pulled their nonsense with the OGL.
There's a whole video about that in my YouTube about why it's so stupid.
Oh, yeah. With that, after they tried that, like, even though they backed away from it, I still did not want to support D&D anymore. That's why I don't do any D&D anymore. But, yeah.
Tangential thing that I recall seeing just recently is that, Hasbro is considering selling D&D.
Yes.
They've gotten a lot of flack from the D&D community and the Magic the Gathering community, especially after the AI art thing recently, that I think Hasbro can't hold on to the IP without it bombing.
Yeah, except there's talks that they may be... Oh, Hasbro denied it?
Denied it?
Oh.
Okay. Well, that's new.
There was talks about... There were talks about it being sold to the company, the studio that did Baldur's Gate 3, but they didn't have the money for it, so they put it towards Tencent, who apparently owns part of their studio.
Oh god, if it goes to Tencent, I want to support D&D even less.
I know, right? I'm like, gee, yeah, let's send it from Hasbro to even worse.
Yeah, let's sell it from Hasbro to China.
Yeah, so Kenku, apparently Hasbro told them no, which, thank you! Yes.
It's the smartest decision they've made in years.
It's the only smart decision they've made in years.
That is the qualifier, yes.
To be fair, I would have been okay with them selling it to the studio that did...
Larian?
Well, yeah, Larian.
Yeah.
Considering that they made 5e playable in their video game. No offense to 5e fans, I don't like 5e.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of 5e either. Like, it has some cool archetypes. I'll give it that. It has very cool archetypes.
Well, it's kind of funny. The Baldur's Gate 3 is very homebrew in comparison to what actual 5e is.
Yeah,
Yes.
And
it's
that's
because
what
you
makes
have
it
to
good.
that's because you have to homebrew 5e to make 5e fun.
Yeah. By the way, did you guys add your inspiration points for being or leaving the city? Everybody should be able to add one to their tracker.
Oh,
Okay,
I
that means I
will
have to go
do
find
so
my
now.
tracker. Hold on.
I did not know that was a thing.
Also, I feel kind
Yes,
of
you get a
guilty
free
because
inspiration.
this entire thing was supposed to be a setup to being like, so it's Tree's son then.
Yes. Well, we'll get back to that in a moment. I do want one comment on D&D. I will say I appreciate D&D 5e for being a gateway drug into tabletop RPGs.
That
I
is
would like
fair.
to I would like to follow it up by, hey, 5e fans, there's way better out there. Please let it go.
So
Yes,
if I have a
exactly.
reroll, do I add a new reroll or
You get to add one inspiration anytime you leave the city.
We
So,
Okay, well that means I'm
Yep.
at that much.
yep. So
But
make
yeah.
sure to add that to your thing. Yes, that's 5e is better than 4e. 5e has more potential. 5e falls flat a lot. 5e is not the only tabletop system out there. Please stop being afraid of basic math. Oh my goodness. And if you have to homebrew something in D&D, guess what? It exists in Pathfinder already, for the love of God.
also there's so many like D10 systems that are so cool.
Like Scar.
Yeah.
like the Scar system.
just stay away from the D6 systems. They make you use like 500 fucking dice.
Unless you like 500 fucking dice, in which case...
Stares at poker roll.
But yeah, back to
God, bro.
Nim's story in the tree.
Good night, Mela.
Gonna try and rush through this. So, during Guild Tales, Nim likes to cook. Really likes to cook. He is really good at it. And there was a group of trees that had been developed that produced healing apples. Nim wanted one, so he planted one. And this particular tree was consuming all life around it for quite a ways and kept spreading further and further. He had to add fertilizer to it on a very regular basis because it was just absorbing all nutrients and life and etc. etc. So at one point, the storyteller added in a quantum ham as one of the tip goals.
Quantum ham?
Yes. The quantum ham was this ham that just kept growing and growing and growing, no matter how much you ate of it and such. Nim was like, okay, we have infinite source of food. We have a tree that is eating as much as it can possibly get. Let's put them together. Well, there was Floor Grandma. A little bit of a story there, but basically hole in the floor that was sentient and could move. Floor Grandma, and there was also Ceiling Grandpa. Yeah.
Okay.
Weird campaign. Typical D&D or tabletop campaign with weirdness. That aside, he was like, okay, Floor Grandma, grab this and move it underneath tree. And it turned out that tree was actually sentient, a dryad-ish thing, which we found out later on. But at that point, the quantum ham made tree then exist in every single plane and reality out there. They're all connected, and yeah. At the end of the campaign, Nim set up a resort around her. He has now moved the resort to his own pocket dimension that he made because, you know, level 20 wizard at that point, and his wife is also a level 20 wizard, so, you know, wizard shenanigans for Pocket Dimension.
You're playing for everyone.
A pocket dimension. You get a pocket dimension. You get a middle finger because I hate you.
No, it's just a tree is now existing in every world. All together.
Tree has become Yggdrasil.
See, I'm glad that nobody gave any of my characters a quantum ham.
And Nim is very protective of his daughter, because that is what she is to him. She calls him Papa, he calls her daughter, and yeah. He found out that somebody in, that this entity killed her, or tried to kill her in one of the worlds, and now he's here to kick their butt. Sure, this entity may be the god of the world, but he's still going to kick their butt.
Sounds like a wizard. So, back to game.
What's he gonna do? Use extreme speed at them?
Yeah, my money's on Nim. Though granted, his magic doesn't work the same in the Pokemon world as it did before, but he'll get it back. But yeah, break time over, back to game. Nim is pushing on the bubble. Nim is ready, or not Nim, Paint is ready to go.
Fret, upon seeing large amount of bugs, we'll just pull out some vials and hold on to them, and kind of just watch the things warily.
They're interesting because they seem to phase in and out. It's like you're watching reflections of bugs somewhere on the planet. Until you notice one is crawling up a last shoulder.
Fret isn't going to say anything.
Do I notice?
Roll a perception.
No.
By Fret isn't going to say anything, of course. I mean, Fret can't say anything, so it's just...
16, because I keep forgetting that my perception is just a flat bulb.
16? Yeah, you notice it on your shoulder.
How big is it?
Tiny.
Oh.
The little thing. It is a bug.
Oh, well then he is going to offer hand to Bug so he can get it off his shoulder.
It is bug. It will crawl where bug go.
Well, he will try to get it to crawl onto his hand so he can set it down on the surface of the sphere.
When you move too quickly, it seems to almost smoke away.
Does Paint notice lots movements in the bug?
Yes.
Paint tries to bite the bug. Or rather, eat it.
You try to eat it. It wispies. You pull back and there's a bug there. Then you bite it. Then you pull back and there's a bug there, so you bite it.
Yes, very accurate for Paint's reaction there. He just keeps trying to bite it. It's kind of like a cat trying to, grab that red laser.
Fucking doubt I'm gonna get it one of these days.
So, Fret's gonna reconsider his strategy. Pull out a Wander Meal bar. And throw it into the distance in the area where there's bugs.
They all seem to skitter. And then slowly go near the Wander Meal. Then decide it's not food.
So, are we outside of the bubble now? Or are we like
you're
on
still
the
on the
world?
outside. No, you're not.
Okay.
Dextrel has to pull you guys in. You guys are waiting for him because you guys sent him to research.
Yep.
So you guys are out here for a while.
84 years.
Yes, another 84 years passes before Dextral will show back up inevitably. And he says, well, first, there are people on that planet, and I have detailed sketches for disguises in case needed. I did also find out that they have pets. I hope those two don't mind pretending to be insectoids if needed. Though I also found the spot that was indicated on the map, at least I think so. Really strange foresty-like area. Are you all ready?
Brett
Oh,
gives a thumbs up.
Oh,
I
shadow
suppose.
bugs. Stomp.
Paint tries to bite
Shake
the
out
bug
your
again.
gear before you go.
Hmm?
These things are
What?
vermin.
But what was the first thing you said, Era?
He said, ew, shadow bugs, and stomped on one. And
No,
then Paint said something.
after that.
Oh. He said, please shake out your stuff. These are vermin.
Oh.
What were you saying, Paint?
He was going to try and eat the bug.
Fret actually is going to go ahead and preemptively unstopper a thing of vermin repellent and begin applying it.
The bugs do actually scatter from that.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Quick answer.
How does the how does this repellent smell to Paint?
According to the description of it, it is vile smelling.
Oh boy.
Paint is trying very hard to get away.
Yeah,
Paint.
in game related, there's entry for it if you want to look at it.
Oh, let's read this. This vile-smelling white paste keep vermins at bay as if it's spread on your skin.
Paint is
Swarms
boss.
and vermin have to make a successful fortitude save of 15.
Yep. They're not, bless you. They're not liable to make the save. But yeah, Last is trying to hang on to Paint and calm them down. I know.
He is sneezing a lot. Trying to get the smell out of his nose.
You and Shoal both are miserable right now.
Does Shoal have the actual scent thing?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Oh, okay.
what fortitude do I need to roll for this?
You need to roll a fortitude DC 15.
They aren't vermin though, but yes.
I meet it, so I beat it. It's a 15.
Paint is available to make one as well to see whether or not he can try and tolerate this nonsense. I'm applying it to them because they both have scent.
14.
No,
Oh,
Paint
no.
is not having this shit.
He is staying as far away from this as he can.
Oh, poor Paint. Dextral will also make a little bit of a face and be like, alright, shallst we then?
Fret nods.
Dr. Volt will also insect repellent up.
Poor Paint.
Lost is just going to devour any shadow bug inside his suit and then start applying repellent on the outside.
Paint is
And
looking at Lost like he has been thoroughly betrayed.
Aww.
There. It's only temporary. Technically, you should have some applied too for your own safety. Stares at Paint.
He looks up and gives puppy dog eyes.
Do you want to be bitten by nasty bugs?
And shakes his head.
Then you're going to want the repellent. I got enough for all of us to have it for 8 hours. Which is why Dextrol is going to be taking us to the spot where the birds are. We get in, we deal with the birds, we leave as soon as possible.
Paint sends image of the bath back at the apartment.
Oh yes, we are going to be taking a bath after this.
This is the one time Paint will willingly take a bath.
Ooh, tacos are here.
How big and fat are these tacos?
God damn it, I want tacos.
Oh,
Tacos do sound really good. I might
Yeah.
get tacos tomorrow.
may I present
Or a-
you with a butter cookie in these trying times?
Butter cookie.
Yes, I will accept this as well.
Actually, there's a place near here that does really good burritos.
So
Like
after you
big-
guys...
Big, thick burritos. Sorry.
Nope, you're fine. Roommate is getting tacos. I will get myself my tacos here in a bit. In the meantime, Dextrol will go ahead and finally jump you guys onto the planet itself. Now that you guys are standing on the surface, you guys are immediately hit with... It smells vaguely lemony here, or citrusy. It's kind of hard to put your finger on specifically. There is a little bit on the arid side. You notice behind you there isn't really much of a grassland. It looks like maybe some sort of deserty like area. And the forest that you're standing in front of, well, of course, this is an alien planet. So I want you to imagine palm trees if they had their tops cut off or were wider. Something akin to that is what you see all over the place here. The canopy seems to be made of thick vines that seem to intercross between these trees. Some of them are fairly thick and wide, while some are also very thin. As far as shrubbery, not really shrubs. They're like spirals. You know those shoelaces that are all loopy? Kind of like a bunch of that is growing on the ground.
Huh.
It is fairly dense, and you can tell that there is definitely genetic diversity between the different giant tree stumps. But it is low light conditions once you go in. And Dextrol goes, yeah, weird place. Those are hollow, by the way. And they're warm. He points at one of the tree trunks. They have little ecosystems in them. Very interesting.
You know,
Low light. Fret will pull the covers off of his glowing green slap bracelets.
He gets to glow.
Paint is going to test something.
Oh,
He is going to try and send a stream of water at one of the bugs.
you get a bug wet.
Does it seem to avoid the water at all?
No, it's the bug. You just shot a bug with water. Used water gun.
Oh,
Was it super effective?
It was a little bug. And yes, there are tons of bugs.
he is sad.
Oh,
Well, at least we've ruled out that they're dwebbles.
And then Dextrol goes, happy hunting, and jumps into a shadow, because he doesn't want to deal with this crap.
Paint is surrounding himself in a shroud of water.
We are not nuking this planet from orbit, Sil.
Have you guys never gone to the woods? There are bugs!
Okay, so Fred
Especially
does
in
have his
Oxford
pocket nuke with him though, but that's not needed yet. Hopefully.
Paint isn't bothered by the bugs. He is bothered by the smell of the repellent. Paint is used to bugs. Paint eats bugs. Granted, these ones apparently can't be eaten. But...
Those were the ones outside, Zim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Those-
so you can try eating these potentially.
Well, now he's probably already got the repellent on him anyways.
He does.
Mhm.
Lost would have applied a repellent.
Yeah, the bugs out there were little elemental bugs. Now you're dealing with real bugs, and they're everywhere.
Damn it, why couldn't I be fire element today?
Because we really don't need to commit wide-scale arson.
Well, yeah, but I was more referring to the fact that the defensive one literally would make it so anything that touches him would just immediately take 1 point of fire damage every turn.
Oh, I see. Just
That's
crispy
wonderful.
bugs.
Oh, you would be a bug zapper.
Yes.
Bzz, bzz, bzz.
That's wonderful.
But unfortunately, he's water element, but at least he can cover himself in water.
Blub blub.
Hey, actually, that might wash off the repellent, which
The,
I mean,
shroud,
for-
the Shroud of Water acts kind of like armor.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, for those that know Pathfinder better than I do, Paint is already wearing armor. Does do two different bonuses to armor class that count as armor stack, or no? I don't think so, but I'm checking.
No,
No.
it's
so,
how he takes the higher number.
Yeah,
Oh
so
no,
you may want
Whiskers
to
has
use
started
the...
a new canvas.
Oh no. So you may want the shield version of the Shroud instead.
That's what I was thinking.
I should know, I play a hydrokineticist. He doesn't have armor.
We don't use an XP-based system out here, Sil.
Indeed.
Not in this case, but you guys are.
Sil was suggesting that with the fire armor, that Paint could just, walk through the bugland and then get XP from the incinerating bugs.
Oh no, he's making an animation!
Oh boy!
Oh no!
Remember, Wonder Meal is not food. So you guys are standing in the woods, or at least the edge of this forested area. What do you want to do? While I sneak off and get tacos.
He's drawing Paint being a bug zapper.
Oh, Jesus.
Perfect.
So, I gather that, probably looking for tracks would be the first thing, because it is 12-foot tall birds. They'll leave tracks.
Unless they fly.
They were implied to be ostrich type.
But we were never told they were flightless, were we?
This is true,
Not necessarily.
but tracks would still be present.
Unless they can hover.
You guys have got to see this.
Let's take a look.
I already have. It's great.
What is this now?
Whiskers, keep playing it.
I has tacos.
What? Amazing.
This is great.
If you want to see the arts happening, yeah, be also watching Zim stream.
Ah, that's beautiful. Just a little bug and then floof. Gone.
Fire.
I have repeatedly given you link.
Lol. So what are you guys doing? You're looking for tracks?
Yep.
Roll it.
Who would be good for that?
Man, I don't know. Who
Shoal.
would be
Survival?
good for that?
Yeah, Shoal.
Alright, let's see here. Okay. 24.
I promise I'm being professional streamer and totally not eating on stream. No normalized eating on stream. All right. So, Shoal, you begin the search. And you're getting a lot of interesting sense around this place. I need you to roll me a percentile specifically.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Uh,
4? Yep, 4.
I guess.
Currently speaking, you're not finding any tracks in the immediate area. You think you're going to have to go deeper. Based on the area that you're finding, it looks like the only thing you're finding tracks for are very small animals.
Because I'm the only one here who isn't a furry.
What now?
Sil asked, why is everyone else a cute creature and you're a mad scientist?
Because we're all furries.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Conversion takes a while. Give us time.
Also,
Yep, become cute creature. Though you-
I already am a cute creature.
Also, you know, I'm not sure you would call Shoal cute considering he, you know, bites everything.
I would call Shoal cute.
I would also call Shoal cute.
Shoal is very cute.
Someone's looking to be eaten.
My
You're just trying to
money's
find
on
excuses to not be cute.
my money is on Erebane doing the eating.
Right then. Well, into the forest we go.
Hey, Navigator.
Sounds like it. Okay.
Paint is surrounding his nose in a ball of water.
23.
All right. You guys are traveling into the woods. It is interesting in here. You don't really see the animals that you see signs of out here, except for every once in a while when you're looking up at the trees or one of the shorter ones, you realize that Dextra was not kidding. There are little ecosystems in there, that little water pools. And I need an encounter roll, so somebody roll the Doom dice.
Where's that?
Yep.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Fred always loves rolling Doom dice.
$44.
44 says no encounters, so you don't run into anything weird out here quite yet. You are free to go ahead, Shoal, and roll again. Watch as they miss all the random encounters I set up. When I'm used to them rolling stupid high, because I'm used to them rolling stupid high.
You gotta spread it out.
That is not how this party works.
Hey, actually, if ritual magic, I've got a solution.
Do I even want to know?
It's the thing that I was talking to you at one point about with the it's a campfire ritual thing that is supposed to ward off things, and it gives. But if you fail it, it creates a fucking monster beacon.
Oh, right, that. It depends. Hey, Viv,
Yes.
roll your survival again. Let's see if you happen to hit a trail.
I've already gotten my one good survival roll. 18.
Percentiles, please.
As a side note, while Viv rolls those, I'm imagining the summer cicada sound going off at all times.
3.
Kind of.
You rolled a 4 and then a 3?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I guess you guys keep on walking.
Alright.
It's been 2 hours since you've been here. It is very dry. Hey, somebody else roll Doom Dice.
I'll do it.
Okay.
$79.
Roll a d4.
One.
Guess what we get to use again?
A battle map?
What?
What is this battle map you speak of? I don't know what a battle map is. Let me make sure the pieces actually came over. They did not. Okay, we're going to do this the other way then.
All right, I forgot we were using a hex-based system.
Yes. Let me
We
fix
haven't
this.
really done much combat, to be fair.
Not yet.
Or we were for that world at least.
Yes.
And it is entirely Era's prerogative as to whether or not we do hex or not.
We are doing hex because I am lazy, but really quickly I need to get my hex map back up. So half second. I think that's the table. No, that's not the right table. What? Trying to hide my screen because this actually does go into my files to fix this.
Oh dear.
And I don't want to show off my files because I don't know what's in there.
How do you not know what's in your files?
Because
There
half of this is
might
cloud.
be- Oh.
So,
Yep.
it's interesting that the environment is dry, and there's a bunch of water in the trees. Was the area around the forest deserty?
Yes. Objects, tables, custom table, import that. Boof. And go back into here. Overwrite. Done. Fixed.
So I'm not super familiar with Tabletop sim, but what is this camera number available thing?
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
That's an auto setting. Go ahead and get yourselves on the grid and sized, which you guys should be able to do. And everybody should have hexes now.
For those that would like to see the battle map, go to Arabane or Oneko's channels. Because here you're going to see art.
Having fun, Vari?
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. Oh, let me get your battle up.
Actually, since Shoal is the one doing the tracky thing, Shoal should be up.
And I need perception checks from everybody, please.
Hey.
By the way, I removed all bug-based encounters. There was a lot of them.
Wow.
Oh, was the list buggy?
A little bit.
20.
13.
23.
11.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of surprised that Dr. Volt rolled higher than me, even though I only rolled an 8.
And paint.
11.
Okay.
My total
Those-
is a 20. So
Those that got above 17 will be able to see something slink out of one of the trees and start heading for you. This creature is medium in sized. I'm gonna grab its thing. It seems to be climbing down the side of the tree. And let me make sure I've got this right. Where's my description gone? I wrote a description. Ah.
and then you lorsed it.
Yeah, apparently. It is. There it is. Okay. This creature seems to be both green and scaly, but have some level of carapace along its backside. Almost seeming like a lizardy armadillo, because great, I left that in. Why the fuck did I leave that in? Whatever. It seems to stick well to the side of the tree and slithers / skitters towards you guys as you come within range. All right. Need initiative.
Well,
Ooh,
Of course.
Nat 20.
16 total.
Shred's last.
No, he's not.
Also, that's a good idea. I'll actually use my fret token thing as a... There we go.
Also 6.
How, Kai, how?
I rolled a nat 1.
I rolled a nat 1 also!
What's your dex, by the way?
+5.
You're going before Buggo.
And then I rolled a 2.
Wow, I just rolled really bad.
The good news is that even my 2 is still halfway up the board almost.
Well, Paint's going first.
I can go first if I wanted to.
You could.
Actually, no, I couldn't. I couldn't hit high enough.
Hey, Paint, there's a thing.
Bork at it.
Paint is miserable.
Take
He
it out
doesn't-
on the whatever it is.
Yes, that is the plan. Provided the dice are kind. Which, considering the rolls I had on Thursday and the rolls I had last night, I don't think they will be.
Aww.
The rolls on fucking Thursday were nuts.
Yeah, they were nuts, and I think I used up all of my luck for like a month on Thursday. I apologize for being a little slow on this because, well, this is the first combat for
You're
Paint,
fine.
so...
You're fine.
It is okay.
I don't trust my rolls right now, so I'm going with Cold Blast. That's the energy one, so I believe that is touch.
Touch.
Yes.
All right, yep. You still have to roll an attack, but it's lower.
Oh, yeah. Kaboom. Oh!
Okay then.
Not
Well-
20!
Roll to confirm.
So you got the touch, you got the power, apparently.
Kaboom!
There it is. Okay.
Oh, 9.
Will not confirm. But you still hit, so roll that damage.
What is it? 1d6 plus 2. Where's my... Oh, right. The d6 is the one without the... Kaboom! 7 cold damage.
7 cold damage has been applied to this thing. All right. We're going to drop an initiative down to, hey, Dr. Volt.
Dr. Volt is going to just shoot his crossbow at it.
Roll to hit.
Probably didn't hit. If this thing has any kind of defenses at all, I did not hit. I got a total of a 10.
You indeed do not hit. Let's see. That does bring it down to Shoals. Oh, this poor lonely little fucker's going to die before his friends even get here. Funny. Shoal.
Yes.
'Tis your turn.
Okay. Where is this?
There is currently one there.
There we go. I have walked around it. And I'm a clot.
Okay.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
Wait. Nope, sorry. 24.
Yes.
Cool. Forgot to update my new from the BOB to my actual little attack. I need Here's the first attack, the first claw. Max.
And that one's dead.
Oh,
Oh, the combat's not over, though.
So that one's dead.
It did just climb out of a tree.
Oh, can I roll a knowledge nature?
Yes.
I have that. Oh, 18. Hopefully that's enough to understand a little bit about it.
It's... Let me look at its CR here. Well, some small things you can notice. One, it's female.
oh no.
I'm sorry, but the thing that went to my head when you said that was the furrified version of anything that's female, with just the giant, massive,
No, this lizard thing does not have tatas.
Okay, so
not
it's
just
a celestial.
tatas, but ones that are bigger than its body.
No.
Yeah.
I swear. every time there is a furry character that anatomically it should not have them, they've got ones that are bigger than its body.
Oh yeah, birds and lizards for some reason.
And snakes.
Yeah.
Stop giving us reptoids boobs. We're not mammals.
Too
But yes,
bad.
you're pretty sure that that's female, and it did indeed crawl out of a nearby tree.
Can I make an active perception check to see if there's more?
Yes.
Active perception check. See if I'm anything approaching competent here. That is a 23.
So Shoal's going to do the smart thing and go up and lean into the tree, and yeah, there's 6 more in there. You just killed their mom.
Oh no!
Shoal is gonna, like, look up into the tree, blink, and look back at everyone else and go, I hope you're hungry for lizard. It's got backup.
Paint licks his chops.
I feel like I should feel bad about this.
It attacked me first.
I don't think it even got to
Good.
do
It
anything.
attacked me first, shut up.
I'm innocent, shut up.
It is premeditated self-defense.
I guess last is drawing his bow.
All right. Hey, Fret, they haven't come down yet.
Hi.
What you want to do?
I
Okay,
still have some movement left, to be fair.
If you want to move, you can move.
You've got spring attack?
Spring attack, I think, is just part of its,
No.
Yeah, in order to
Oh,
attack,
move- yeah, I
move,
forgot
attack,
that.
move, you have to.
I forgot I needed a specific feat for that. Bleh.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Playing a caster for so long made me forget.
Silly casters.
Made you forget how marshals are hated in this system.
They just have high feet taxes. But
Yeah.
what you doing, Shoal? Or Shoal, Fret?
Okay. Moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and how far up are they?
Probably about 20 feet or so.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, I can do this. In the act of moving, Fret, pulls out his sitar. And, I'm going to, cast some cantrips. So,
Okay.
Ray of Frost.
Yep, roll thy
And then
touch
Ray
attack.
of Frost. Yep. Yep,
I
range
cast.
touch.
I cast that surprising spell I happen to have. And then I cast that surprising spell again. Bet you didn't see that coming. Ooh.
Oh no! Well,
That's a burn. You were,
Okay.
you hit that one note and it didn't hit right, and the spell goes straight up for some reason. Jeez.
okay, that's a touch, or range touch of 17.
17 will hit. Roll damage.
Okay. One point of cold damage
Ow. The dice are not being nice to you.
to the closest one here.
Yep, got it. All right. It is their turn. They are going to climb down. Boop. Boop. And start to try and get up to you guys. And that one can make it to there. So that's 1 on Fret and 2 on Shoal. Let's see if any of them can actually hit. No. And probably not against Shoal. This is... Does an 8 hit you, Shoal?
An 8?
Yeah.
That doesn't even beat. That barely beats my dex bonus to AC.
Then I doubt a 14 will hit.
No.
I did not roll above a 10 again. Oh, I did. I rolled a 12. But these are a CR1, so... Surprise.
They're babbies, and they're gonna get eaten like babbies.
How do you have a +8 to Dex?
I have a +6. I said it's barely higher than my plus to dex.
Magic. Hey, last.
Oh boy.
You can almost hear them cry, Mama.
Why must you hurt me so?
The first one was just coming down to welcome us to the neighborhood, ask if we needed help, and we just brutally murdered it.
Uh-huh.
This is what we get for not having a druid. This is what I get for never having played a druid.
Play a druid.
Graydon doesn't count. I'm telling you that right now, Era.
I think he does count.
Yeah, but I didn't get to
Yeah,
play him in a campaign.
Will somebody run a campaign and I'll play Sean and you can play Graydon and we'll be adorable together.
No, it'd be too adorable. People would die from the cute. Anyway, I'm going to be shooting
Okay.
with my bow. If the dice will allow it.
I'm gonna laugh if a CR1 wipes you guys.
That is 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Yay! I'm not wasting arrows. And I get point blank shot.
Oh wow, it's already 9:50. Okay, good. I can go to bed soon.
That is 9 damage.
That one is dead, so I'm gonna churn it black. And do you want to move?
There isn't a lot that I can do, so yeah, sure. I'm gonna move there because I only have 20 feet movement.
I forgot I
All
have
right.
point blank shot.
It is a good thing to remember you have, Paint, since it's your turn.
Yay! Going for another elemental blast.
Yep, roll it.
Oh.
Roll to confirm. The cannon did not like you rolling all your dice at once, apparently.
No, it did not.
Well, you're not hitting one of your friends, so that's good.
Ah.
It is just a miss. Pink goes for the elemental blast and then sneezes, because damn that smell.
Aww.
And just the ball just hits the ground and bounces.
Ah.
Do you wish to move, Paint?
Yes.
Aww.
Dr. Volt.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, good. I've got line on one of them. I'm gonna. Is it Ray of Frost I have?
I don't know. Is a Ray of Frost you have?
No, of course it's not. It's Jolt.
Yeah, because you're Dr. Volt.
I,
How do you forget when it's a pun on your own name? Dingus.
I also dingusly roll
Potato.
12 to hit touch AC.
12 to hit touch AC does touch these guys. You have touched the lizard dillo thing. I'm assuming
it?
And I
closest
do
one.
1 whole damage.
What is it, a Dilophosaurus? Or is it more like an armadillo Dilophosaurus?
When I was picturing these things in my head, I was thinking, you know, the geckos, the young geckos that are kind of derpy looking
Yeah.
and they're babies. That with shell, with an armadillo shell. Don't ask me why, but I was trying to create a derpy, easy to fight, but extremely common creature that would be around in here in a bug-filled area.
Ah, yes. Shell-covered geckos that annihilate bugs on contact.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Oh no, we're killing the anti-bug thing. We should be
Well-
keeping them.
Well, you know, they started it.
No.
Technically, Mom was just going for a walk and was going to threaten you, but not actually attack. But you guys don't know that.
Fate woke up and chose violence.
Yes.
No, Shoal woke up and chose violence.
These things were food the moment that you guys saw them. I was already aware of this. All right, Volt, are you going to do anything else?
No, that's all I've got the ability to do.
You can cast your cantrip 3 times in a turn.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
right.
used move. It counts as a swift action. You can burn a move as a swift, or
Oh,
a
drop my
standard as a
cantrip.
swift.
Oh, nope, that one ain't hitting nothing. All right, and Shoal.
Hey, look at that. I'm completely surrounded.
We're not trapped in here with you. You're entrapped here with me.
Alrighty. So, we're gonna bite the one that's between me and Fred. It's probably dead. Maybe. This is my weakest attack. How's a 10 do on damage?
Do you know what this thing tastes like?
What does it taste like?
It tastes like you just kicked its ass.
And then we're gonna claw the one directly next to that one. I assume a 17 still hits.
Yes, a 17 does hit. And if you want the actual taste, because I did record it here, it is like a slimy pork.
It's not terrible, at least.
It-
It's dead.
How much damage?
More than the last one.
How much damage?
From the one claw, 13.
Yes, it's dead.
And
The
then
other one
next
had
claw.
some damage.
That one hits. Because I just keep rolling high, and that's max damage.
Ba, 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 ba. Let's hope you don't find the hive of these things.
Food!
Paint will take one home as a friend.
Oh no.
You
Paint-
mean a midnight snack?
Paint has acquired loss penchant for adoption, I see.
Oh no.
Yeah, but good thing that there's a rule against bringing things back that are still living.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Um.
Take it with you. Cast resurrection. Bam.
So.
Okay, so I just need a few more levels.
Hold on. I'm being called for work.
Oh, fun.
Want me to go ahead and take my turn?
Yeah, go ahead and take your turn.
Okay. Move action over here for a clean shot. And then cantrip.
Roll
That's
die
not
dice.
mine. Where's my here it is.
That is keys die.
Yeah. first ray of frost.
Roll to confirm.
Oh, that's
Confirms.
Okay.
Roll thy damage.
Okay. Yeah. 6 damage then.
It is still standing,
Okay.
but
Second ray of frost.
this is absolutely why I did not mind cantrips being spammed. Will
Oh
hit.
yeah, I forgot about that too.
Mm-hmm. Because, oh no, a D3.
2 points of damage.
It is still up.
Worse.
All right, cool. That's something that I can somewhat deal with.
All right. Welcome back, Viv.
Yep.
Well, I have determined exactly how much HP they have now.
Oh, how much do you think they have?
I'm speculating either 9 or 10.
Nope.
8.
Nope.
11.
I speculate they
11.
are all different.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Does 14 hit your AC there, Vari?
Nope. AC of 20 is what I've got.
And a 17 doesn't hit either, so these things can't really hit you. Ooh, I do hope you guys find the hive then. Because that will be great. All right, and after that, it goes to Hey Last. One is very heavily damaged, one is not touched. Past key. Car?
I am here. Notes.
Notes. All right, you detail out the battles.
I do. I do a very brief play-by-play. Because just in case for some reason we have to stop in the middle of a battle, because we've done that before.
Yep. I'm not planning on this one taking much more longer than Viv.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna fire my bow at the one that's closest to me and undamaged. Also, because it means Fret's not in the way.
Bah.
I refuse.
Oh no!
Do you want to burn one of your rerolls?
Yeah, I got a free one.
Oof.
Reroll away. Do you want a
This-
metal die?
No, it doesn't matter whether it's plastic or metal.
Okay. Do we need to create you another dice that's the better D20 or something? Like we did with Vari?
Like-
We did that for me in the other game, didn't we?
Yes, multiple times.
Well, at least it's not a 1. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Lost rolls have just been terrible for combat. I was surprised initially. That is a 13 to hit.
Does hit.
Oh, good.
Oh, technically I lied, but you already rolled damaged, so we're gonna take it anyways.
Oh no. Was I 1 short or something like that?
You would have been, but I accidentally announced that hits.
Rank up.
Because I was thinking touch
Hold
AC
the
for some
line.
goddamn reason.
This Hamlet.
So how much damage you
This is
do?
the number of touch AC spells that have been
So
going
Dabda
around.
rated
Yes.
my stream with 23 views.
Fine. It's 11 damage exactly.
It did.
Hooray for DM Fiat.
Welcome, Raiders. We're
Santa!
almost done.
Thank you so much for that raid. We'll get switched over to Starlight very soon. Not going to spend a whole lot of time on the raid, but thank you so much for that raid. I really appreciate it. Everybody coming in with Seda, you'll see him in just a few minutes. Again.
Yep. All right, and from there it goes. Hey, Paint.
Yes. All right.
Finish the rest
Energy
of them
again.
What?
Wow. Roll to confirm.
Wow, the dice
Fret's
just hate
getting
us
shot
tonight.
in the back of the head.
Well,
And
the
then a
good news is-
nat 20.
the good news is you didn't hit anybody again. So we're good. Okay, so you cursed yourself. Sorry, Zim.
Okay, well, let's go for one of those zap cantrips. I don't remember the exact name of it. I just know I've got it.
Yeah,
Hey,
of
nat 20.
With a
roll to
crit!
confirm.
What is this roll 20 nonsense?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is the kind of garbage that belongs in roll 20, okay?
I have had 20, 20, 1, 1, 20, 20.
This is physics-based, so you cannot blame random number generators in rolls 20 crap. That
Sure
is
you can.
confirmed.
It's still a random number generator that determines the physics.
Yeah, but at least, yeah, go... No, actually, it's gravity-based here.
Okay, 1d3 points of electricity damage. How do I roll that?
Roll a d6
Oh, right.
divide
that
by
makes
2.
sense.
Yep, round up.
But if you crit confirmed, then it's just a d6.
Yeah, so I guess that's true. So it's just a d6, basically.
All right, 4.
So that's 4
It
points
is-
of damage.
Dead. People have killed things. These were a minor nuisance. They weren't that difficult. But they're obviously bug eaters. You have the feeling that you will see many, many more. And if you're very unlucky, many, many more all at once. And I'm assuming both Paint and Shoal are immediately going to consume them.
At least
Yes.
one of them has been fried by electricity, if not more.
Paint will try one.
Fret?
He does not care for the sliminess, but then he tries the one that was fried. Is it still slimy?
Not as slimy, but yes, still slimy.
Fret
He'll
will
make a
shove
face
one
and-
in.
Go ahead.
Fret will shove one in storage bag.
Okay, you're taken to the storage bag. If they're properly cooked, the sliminess would probably go away.
Paint
you
has
guys
very
are-
little concept of cook.
You all gain exactly 10 scales from this combat.
Ooh, yeah. I contributed with
Well.
1 damage.
Yep, the table has been saved. So let's get things towards the end. Somebody flip it. Just anybody.
Before we flip, can I see if I can get my arrows back?
Sorry!
It's okay.
I was excited.
Just roll them by hand. Later.
I'll make a note for next time.
That's fine. Oh
Right.
wow, apparently my system
Right.
didn't want to do that. But alright. Who do we want to raid? Who do we want to raid? Who do we want to raid? Where is my Firefox? Yeah, let's just raid Zim because oh look, he is streaming. How convenient.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's raid Zim.
All right. Well, in the meantime, over my side of things, thank you so much for joining. If you made it to the end here on YouTube, like, subscribe, blah, 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 things, stuff, and whatnot. Gonna raid Zim. Not gonna give you a raid message because I'm tired right now, and I have never done that yet to this day. Thank you so much for watching. Drink plenty of water, take care of yourselves, and have a fantastic day.
We are going to raid Zim. We are going to use a raid message. I'm probably going to do a late night chill stream of Pal World later. Have also day good of cuteness. Stay cute, everyone. Mwah.
Watch the other lovely folks. Something, something, something bugged me about it. Bye.
Alright, let me do my outro now. Thank you for the raids.
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Drunk_dragon_era raided my stream with 6 viewers.
Thank you everybody for joining today for this
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
One Kotiago raided my stream with 9 viewers.
Oh, that's it! 1Co!
I'm I hate everything.
Thank you all so much for joining us today for this art stream, as well as Recallers of the Lost Pathfinder. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps the channel alive and going. I can't do this without you all. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by grabbing some merch through zgfgaming.store, picking up some packs of cards through Stream Loots, or subscribing to our YouTube. And do make sure you all go subscribe to the Drunken Dragon on YouTube as well, or Era's channel. But for now, thanks so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye.